Yeah, I'm listening to this lying bitch. Somebody go over there and type into the chat while she's doing these crocodile tears because while I'm live, I'm going to pull up what this bitch actually did to an actual alleged rape victim. Ask her, why did she give Neon Eye's name to Game Changer? Well, ask her why. What as I go through and pull up the Google Hangout, ask this bitch why did she give up Neon's name when I told her in December of 2019 that the woman did not want to come out public. Ask her why she fed that information to men in the fucking manosphere. Because I'm going through my Google Hangouts right now and I'm going to pull up the goddamn receipt and show you what she did. Somebody go into the chat room, soapbox in. Can you do me a favor? Because I don't see any of my mods. Triple, can you go into Nyla's chat room and type, why did she give the name of Neon Eyes to men in the manosphere? And why did her so-called man release the name of the woman after I told her? And I'm going to show you in the Google Hangouts where I told her about this in December or November of 2019. And I told her then that the woman did not want to come out public. Ask her why did she feed that information? That audio recording that you heard last night, right? In part, the Bayou Bunny is saying that Nylah typed the woman's name in the chat room. That she gave up the woman's name and broke confidentiality. I'm going to see if I can call and get JV on the phone. Let me try to call JV. Ask that bitch, beautiful soul. This bitch is over there with her crocodile tears. Do you realize that I told her after she gave this woman's name that people were hitting me up in the back chat about her giving up the woman's name to Super Slide in the manosphere? She knew in December of 2019 that this woman did not want to come out with her story. Nonetheless, she fed that information to men in the manosphere for fucking content to be able to support the narrative that they were all perverts, pedophiles. I'm going to pull up the files right now because I'm not going to play these games with this bitch at all. And the reason why she's saying that she's basically over there running a scam for, and I'm going to show the rest of the scam today. I was basically going to wait till the night and just go through the receipts once my grandson went to sleep. This is the reason why I tell people you never have to send me anything. Intuitively, I will know. And what happened is I was scrolling through on my Nubian Nemesis channel. I'm still subscribed to Grown Folks. And I saw on his community tab that she was live with 400 and something people in the chat room with her fake ass fucking tears, right? As if she did not give up the name of an alleged sexual assault victim that she knew did not want to come out about her story for fucking content to support this narrative that the men, there's a community post from a couple of days ago. The other thing is, if Danini or Warren is in the clouds, or if Bomb is in the clouds, I know you have made your peace. I see 6 figures right there. This bitch told a lie. Did this bitch say that I came through her platform? Is that what Black Woman Sphere said? If Danini, of course my views were going to get 20 to 30 views. Bitch, I was a new YouTuber. We're going to get into it. She's talking about screenshots. Bitch, I have the actual videos right now. Let's get into it. Let me find my mouth, y'all, because this is sort of impromptu. So please just work with me because I'm listening to the lies that these bitches are telling, and I'm going to debunk every fucking lie that they're telling. I'm going to show you what my videos were. The highest video I had, which had 4,000 views, was about the new supply. So everybody knows that has been around that, yes, I created content about narcissism and personality disorders. That is where the name Cluster B, and my name was not Cluster B. That's what they called me to abbreviate the name. My name was Cluster B Free Me. Okay? And that meant that was symbolic for me being free of a cluster personality disorder relationship. In those type of relationships, they called me Cluster B for short. I'm going to go through Educated Aries. Can you get Danini? Can you reach Danini or Warren? Because this bitch, Black Woman Sphere, basically told the fucking lie that I came through her platform. And I wanted Danini to basically, or STL, because I want them to tell how they came to meet me. And you'll find out that they came to meet me as a result of defending this bitch. When Crystal and Karazin had went to the Viper Pit, and there was an altercation, a verbal altercation between her, Angel Ramirez Jordan, Bomb Cherry, other people that were a part of the Viper Pit at that time. And Crystalline went to her platform and basically threw Black Woman Sphere and out the box the chick who doxed me under the bus. All of that deflection, we're not doing the deflection, we're doing the dropping of the receipts. Listen, here's the thing. Tell Black Woman Sphere that video where she still has that same channel. Tell her to unprivate the videos. If I came through her platform, tell her to unprivate those videos. She still has the same channel. That's still the same channel. She's never lost that channel. She should still have access to those videos. I'm going to go through, while I have you guys on, I might put some music on to entertain y'all in the time being, but we're going to get into it today because these lies are going to stop being fucking told. Again, I ask somebody, one of you motherfuckers that are in the clouds, go ask Nylah, why did she give Neon Eyes' name to Super Sly when she knew that Neon Eyes was not going to come out about the sexual assault story? Ask her why she did that. Ask her why was her response to me when I said, Nylah, people are hitting me up about you giving up Neon's name, including her mod, Raya Black by Design, right? I'm going to probably have to stop listening to them because I'm really getting irritated. Shan, thank you. Sis, can you hit the link, please? Because these bitches are just over there lying with crocodile tears. Anybody, STL, Danini, even if Bomb don't come and vouch for it, with Warren and Danini or somebody from the Viper Pit that was around at that time, Doctor, somebody, let people know that I only came to cross paths. Thank you, Danini. I'm going to drop the link. This bitch is just over there fucking lying. This is fucking ridiculous. And they've been doing this shit relentlessly. Thank you, Aries. They've been doing this shit relentlessly. And it don't make no fucking sense that people sit there and know that they lying like this and no fucking body will say anything. This is ridiculous. And she's over there with crocodile tears. She didn't give a goddamn about that woman. That is the reason why I left her the fuck alone. Okay, tell her we need to hear the audio of where, tell her we need to see the receipts for that. You don't get to say, I threatened to sexually assault a woman with a dildo. We need to see the receipts. You're an experienced content creator. If I threaten to sexually assault a woman with a dildo, we need to see the receipts, because these are the same lies that she told on. Okay, Suge. What I wanted Danini, I dropped the link in the chat. I wanted them to come up and basically debunk some of these lies. Good morning, Danini. Oh, good afternoon. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Good morning. Yes, baby. Sis, can you kind of like clear up some of this stuff, that some of these lies? If you've heard some of the things she's basically told, she said the other night, can you tell people how we came to cross paths and what was going on at that time, please? I'm going to mute up.
I think it was the thing with Raggedy Ann out the box. And I don't know what they did with her, but somehow I can't remember exactly what happened, but I know it was with Raggedy Ann. And I came at you because you made a video about out the box, thinking that you wasn't a friend to her, but they was actually doing shit behind the scenes with some bullshit. And come to find out, Angela was the one that was stirring all this shit up. She'll go one place, say one thing, and go somewhere else and tell a complete lie. Angela lied across the board about everything. So I really don't remember exactly what happened.
Well, tell Nylah she might want to clear that up about me threatening to kill children, because then she would have to explain why she was laughing about Bayou Bunny's daughter being killed. And I have her recorded. What? So when it's said and done, she better get clear about some shit. And we're not doing, see, this is the type of shit that these content creators are allowed to do. They're allowed to put that type of shit out there and not show you any receipts. Now, what I've said, one of the things that, here's the thing. You want to know who I said that to? I said that to Super Saiyan Jim and to the one they call the Nightcrawler. What's the boy's name? Goosebumps. And that was me trolling them over on Chucky's channel. And I said I would put a strap on and give him what he was looking for. I've never threatened to sexually assault a woman. I said that to them too. Basically because I felt that they were undercover and they were going around talking about forcefully sexually assaulting. Basically, don't you ever, you will never, not ever be able to come to my platform. Have you lost your damn mind and you're banned? Don't ever come to my channel. And that was Chucky, not ever. You are never welcome over here. Okay? Not ever.
Wow.
This is some type of game to y'all, and you got somebody running around. Okay, so you got it. I have I gotta get that thing. I gotta get the recording.
She used to do really good content too.
And let me tell you something else about my narcissism content. That is the reason why these bitches started creating one of the things that Black Womansphere was doing, that Egypt Ann called her out on, is she was stealing our content. She would basically take our content, regurgitate it, and go to her platform. And we would hear she was doing it to Egypt Ann, but she was also doing it to me. Nylah. And why I gotta pull up the Google Hangouts chat, where not only is she shading Cynthia G about her and Taz's content being superior to Cynthia G, but one of the things that she did when I started doing true crime, and I know Danini remembers that, is that she went and created a true crime channel. She did not start doing narcissism content. A lot of the information that Nylah regurgitates about narcissism, she got from me. I can show you where I'm having a friggin' discussion with her about people with narcissistic personality disorder. So again, and they try to make that, again, they abbreviated my name. My YouTube channel name was Cluster B Free Me. That was symbolic of me being free of relationships with personality disordered individuals. And that's the truth of the matter. A lot of the information that she's putting out is information that she got from me. That's why I tell other content creators, especially smaller content creators, you have to be very careful because larger content creators do that all the time. They vamp off of your intellectual property, they vamp off of your ideas and your creativity, and they don't give you credit. And when you complain about it, they're able to basically say, well, she's a hater, or she's a clout chaser, or she's jealous. No, you've stolen my intellectual property. That's why a lot of ideas and things like that. Hey, STL, bro, can you and Brandy hit the link if you can? This bitch is over there with her crocodile tears saying that I've threatened to sexually assault women, that I came through Black Woman Spheres platform. They have just basically completely rewritten history.
Wait, what? You came in through who platform?
She said Black Woman Sphere said I came in through her platform. I said, what?
Oh my God. You had your own platform.
Thank you, Denini. I had my own platform. And that is the type of content she's talking about. I was doing content not only, yes, because I was a new content creator. So of course my content wasn't, if I'm doing content and I just started creating content, I'm not going to have the type of views that I have now. Just like even when I do true crime now. But that's because I've been here for a while. I've been creating content for a while, and people are familiar with me creating that type of content. But the fact that these broads would come back and attempt to rewrite history like this, and then she's over there, basically, there go Rice right there, come through Rice. Do you see him? Come through Rice. Do you see these lying ass motherfucking bitches? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. Oh my God.
She said I came through her platform, and that basically, it's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable. I'm going to pull you up I'm gonna pull up the I gotta pull up the Google Hangout. There go my bro DeAndre. Good afternoon, bro. What's good?
What's going on? I had to wake up just sis. It's like 1 in the fucking morning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, Denini?
Hey, 1 in the morning. Where you at?
I'm in Japan, girl. You
Asia.
know what this is.
Oh Lord.
Now I'm gonna say this right here, right? Now, me and Denini go way back when somebody name was Angela.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, Denini, if you remember me telling you this, right? Remember when I came up there, right? And we was all talking, we was chopping it up, right? And I told you who the motherfucker that was sitting up there ringleading shit.
Yep.
What did I say? I broke it down. Y'all swore me up and down. I was lying. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, right? So was I right?
Yeah, you was right. And she swore to God that it wasn't her. She wasn't doing that. And I was like, Rice admitted to everything she did. That's why I don't have a problem with Rice at all. Like, it's cool. It was just...
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See, and Cluster's sister, Cluster already know, man, her had our conversations. I don't care about what's going over there with Nylah and them, because they ain't got shit to do with me, right? Because, my stance was my stance whenever I saw him come into space in the first place. Like I already saw what it was. So whatever, right? But my problem, right, that I got is when you got somebody that you keep throwing underneath the bus and you playing both sides from the middle. Lying. Windmill. You know, you know what I mean? So I just people lying, changing shit around, and then when people just moving on, they want to sit back and they want to have people arguing with each other. That's like friends. That's like went hard to know each other, like really, and they keep them shits to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like how, like what's up with you? What you don't got a life? You ain't got shit going on with you? Like, and most of the damage being done is done to other women. Like, that's the shit that I don't get. Like, you say one thing out your mouth, but history shows that most of the damage that if you fool women, but every time I turn around, you fucking with women. I don't get that. Somebody explain that shit to me.
And then she's projecting that. What they're doing is projecting and saying, basically, they're twisting the narrative. She would have you believe, good morning, JV, good morning, Rice, or good afternoon.
Good morning.
Would y'all please chime in and bring some clarity? Because mind you, she's over there saying she has a new audience and she's able to. Would y'all please bring things home a little bit? I don't know which one of y'all want to go first, whether Rice, whether you want to go. Danini's phone is ringing. Go ahead, sis.
If I can go, I have a
Go ahead.
meeting in about.
Go ahead, sis.
So this is insane, but so predictable. Like ridiculously predictable. So just to give clarity on the whole Neon Eyes situation, this woman took something very private, something very traumatic that another woman experienced and utilized that for clout and content. This was something that you told her in secret since late 2019. By early 2020, her crackhead simp was on panels already teasing and threatening to put out this information directly towards Game Changer. This video is still on Teapot's channel of him before April 1st, before the massacre, before she even released that information to the whole manosphere. Her crackhead simp was already threatening to expose that information, and he was itching to do so. Even though neither one of them gave a damn about how that would impact an alleged victim of sexual assault. Okay? This woman provided Neon's name to the manosphere. She served her up for no other purpose than to allow her crackhead to gloat all over YouTube as if he was doing something positive, as if she did something positive by releasing the name of a woman who may have experienced sexual assault to the very same group of men that this man was a part of. Okay? Like, they literally was running around here talking about they are ready to gloat. Okay?
And we got the receipt. I have the receipt. And JV has seen the receipts because she has a part of the receipts. Okay?
Right.
We went through hundreds of receipts that I shared with both her and Cass before we ever made the decision on April the 1st.
I believe that I still had the video in my Google Drive. I know I still have the video, and there are multiple other people who still had that video of Super Sly's live stream where he's asking her for the name. She says, "Wait, I'm going to send it." She says that in the chat. He reacts to her email live and said, "Oh my God, that's her." Like, there is no denying that she put this woman's information out, something so traumatic, just for clout. So for her to sit up here and have these crocodile tears is insane. Like, that shit is ridiculous. This is the same woman who has exposed numerous women's nude photos, explicit pictures. This is a woman who was posting somebody's naked breasts all over Facebook. Okay? This is a woman who violated me by taking my pictures to share with her crackhead. This is a woman who gave up the name of a sexual assault victim. You don't get to repaint history at all. There are too many fucking receipts out here. And for her to do that, I'm so disgusted, Tiki.
And then keep in mind, Uppity Unicorn's nudes on Instagram.
Yep.
And gave people, and including men on this platform, she was a woman who released a woman's nudes on Instagram. After it came out that there was this inappropriate entanglement with Taz, she tricked her into, and mind you, don't forget, sis, I got the text messages when I'm confronting Nylah. So therefore, clearly, if I'm confronting her about it in a text message before I ever came out and said anything publicly, that I did not know that she had actually done that. She painted this woman as a psychotic lunatic that nobody should believe. She basically ran a smear campaign on this woman so that no content creator she went to would listen to her. The only person that helped this woman was Suge.
Yep.
He was the only one that believed her. Him, Deacon of Defense, they supported Uppity Unicorn. And that's why she still has, even though her and Suge have had their differences, she has basically supported Suge up to this point because he is the only one, he was the first one who helped her put her story out there. Soupbone was the one who was showing the videos of the text, basically showing the text messages between Uppity and Taz. Because
Nylah tricked her phone call
into sending the news.
The hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of phone calls. And the smear campaign they ran against Uppity was so successful that I totally, just like so many other people, ignored every receipt that was coming out of that direction. Only for me to finally look at the receipts and see that this is Nyla's goddamn phone number, soliciting these nudes, soliciting information from Uppity, pretending to be her goddamn crackhead man. Like, it is insane.
And remember, sis, that's the reason why. Keep in mind, we got the receipts that is the reason why she took in the recorded conversation, that is the reason why Taz took the car back from Cass. That's what led to the lawsuit that I actually found again last night to confirm that they have yet to answer service for the lawsuit for them unjustly taking the car back from Cass. I can show proof with receipts that is the reason why they took the car, because they seen Uppity. She sent me a screenshot of JV and Cass in Suge's chat apologizing to Uppity Unicorn. That is when Taz took the car back from her.
Yep.
That's what led to the lawsuit.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, they had already started the smear campaign, but that was it. Us apologizing to Uppity, and it's like, why would you be pissed off? We are a group of people that you told that y'all wasn't even really having conversations with this woman, that this woman is a lunatic. Okay? Only for us to find that your crackhead had been having hours upon hours upon hours of conversations with this woman, that you were actually texting this woman pretending to be him. So us taking the stance of we're just going to apologize to this woman because everything that we did to her was done publicly, we didn't even talk about them. We didn't even reference them. But because of that, that's what kind of like they were already taking preemptive strikes, but that's what kind of pushed everything into the limelight. You know what I'm saying? So I am just disgusted at this new wave of protecting Black women, of being pro Black women divest, of actually caring about domestic violence, caring about sexual assault, all of these. I don't get it. This is a woman that was emailing men across YouTube my physical address. Like, is she serious?
And her response, mind you, before me and JV, basically, once Nylah knew, I knew the truth. That's why I said it's important for them to hear that call, sis. Once Nylah knew that I knew the truth, when I confronted her, not only did I confront her over the telephone, Taz is threatening to dox them in their phone call. Okay, that phone call was recorded. I've never released the entirety of that call. Okay, Taz was threatening to dox them. Her response, when she knew I knew the truth, she had lied to me about the cosmetic surgery. I asked her if there was any way that I told her about the landlord in Mexico being owed money. I told her everything that I had been confronted with and asked her if there was any truth to it, and she continued to lie. I confronted her, one of the things I confronted her about was the releasing of Uppity Unicorn's nudes. And you'll see from the text messages, she didn't deny it because at that point she couldn't. She didn't know that they had told me that she had actually done that. Okay. And when I went back to look at the receipts, because I, just like a lot of people, took her at her word and was basically like, okay, nothing that Sugar's saying is the truth. And when I realized that she had been lying to me, when I started doing my own research, that's when I found out that it was the truth. That they did leave during the time of an eviction from Chicago and ultimately moved to Mexico, that they were running payday loan scams, that I have receipts and documents that I'm going to show you the documents for. These are public documents. Anybody can look up the documents and verify that no, these are not doctored documents. Not only has she been running this scam in Chicago, but she's been running it in Nevada as well. Payday loan scams. And it did not just start. So none of that is made up. If it's made up, then why are they still ducking service from all? There are instances of where her and Taz went to the same payday loan company, took out large amounts of money, and did not repay the loans, and then would go to a different loan company. She would go on one date, Taz would go on another date at the same company, and they would hit them up for a couple of grand and not pay the money back and just move on to the next payday loan company. Okay, nobody has any reason to lie on these people, and we're not going to just come up here and tell what they're doing is saying they said this, they did this, they said this, and they did that, right? We're going to show you the receipts of what they did, the receipts to prove what we're saying. Okay, what Nylah did when she knew I knew the truth about her having cosmetic surgery, her response, what she did was dox JB and her husband. Because at that time, the way that she was handling anybody that was exposing her, including Rude, there was literally a screenshot before Rude doxed my family. There was literally a screenshot that I posted on my community tab where she's saying it's time for Rude to get doxed. And because I did not feel that that was justified, I provided her false information so that if she did put the information out in the manner that she did it to Fantastic, she would not put out accurate information. Nobody has any reason to lie on this broad.
At all. I mean, did she forget? Like, Chrissy has a video up with like over 40,000 views where she's doxing me in a super chat. Like, I don't want to hear anything about this woman acting like she's not a doxer or anything. Like, Like, I cannot, Cookie. Like, this is absolutely insane. And you know what's funny is we called it out, because when they left Facebook, it was the same thing, scamming all of those women, 7 women, for wigs, getting ran off there. Then what went down with the April 1st massacre, wash and repeat. And now it's wash and repeat again. They got multiple people on their asses right now, exposing how they have gone from Black first to Brad first. Okay. And then now it's with this. It's like, you supposed to be the big YouTuber. Like, you're supposed to be the big YouTuber. Why would you even be anywhere near this sector? Right? It doesn't make any sense, right? Because everybody is supposed to be underlings. So why are you playing around with the underlings? Why are you trying to rehash and fix your credibility amongst the underlings when everybody already know that you full of shit?
Because it's a fairly just like the post said, it's a fairly new audience. And not only are they attempting to tap into that, it was the same thing when they planted that story. All of that was deflection to basically, even the story that they put out there, that there was some type of intimate relationship between me and Suge. They knew that that was not true, but they know the way people on YouTube like to sensationalize things. They knew the way Claudiva had been reacting to any woman that she even thought was interested in Suge, or that got Suge's attention. And because I made a decision that, listen, I was wrong. I apologize for the harm that I caused you, your reputation, and or your family, because I'm looking at physical receipts that you were telling the truth. There was no disputing that. And because I went to JV and Cass were both there the night that I went to Suge's chat. I didn't wait for him to. I apologized to him publicly from my platform, but I felt as though the things that I had did warranted me to go to him, apologize to him, and deal with whatever consequences that were the result of my actions, whether it was towards him or his mods. Anybody that I doxed, they were given my legal name and told that whatever course of action they wanted to take, that would be up to them. But I wanted them to know what pictures I had of them, what information had been provided to me, what information I had available about their family. I'm talking about people's children, including minor children, the names of the children's schools, children taking pictures with awards with clearly the child's name. I'm sorry.
You haven't even released. You haven't even released the dox list of the children who got doxed. Okay, so it's like, because you put everything to bed before then, because our goal was what, to nip all this before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to deal with this, because it was very clear that they were vamping. So you didn't even get to that. But one thing I wanted to ask you, because I overheard you, I was watching the playback from your live stream from yesterday, and you were talking about she got new records or arrest records in Vegas.
There were records. I'm sorry. Say it again. Let me let you finish. I'm sorry. Say it again, sis.
No, I need those, because she's still dodging that lawsuit, and I still have some papers that I'm trying to get to her. So they are still dodging all of this. And any new location information or whatnot, please send them over. We will talk about it, because they are still dodging. And it's so interesting to me that people are allowing them to skate with that final scam that she ran of collecting money to travel to 18 states to file individual lawsuits against all of us. Cass already filed her lawsuit. Cass already paid all the fees to cover any filings in that lawsuit. If Nylah wanted to sue Cass, all she would have to do is file a counterclaim. The counterclaim will automatically be paid for, because Cass already dropped all the money on the lawsuit. The counterclaim is free. I offered to pay for the lawsuit. I literally offered for her to pay for the initial lawsuit so that she can sue me. You get what I'm saying? Because she's saying that she's gonna file all these. You don't need to raise money on YouTube begging people talking about help a sister out. I need help to come down to South Florida and serve JB. No, you don't. I will cover it. That is no, I literally have papers waiting for her and him. And they know that. So how are you on YouTube after garnering money, after raising money, begging for money? The audio is still out there. Should just play that audio not too long ago. To file lawsuits, but you can't drop one receipt of you filing a single lawsuit. But we can drop receipts of you dodging actual lawsuits from people on YouTube. Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, Cousin said she'll be right back. Laptop died.
Okay. Yeah, DeAndre, like it actually makes no sense for anybody to come up here and try to repaint history. I don't know if this is a last ditch effort to pick up new subscribers. I don't know what. All I know is that I was minding my business and all of this just came back up. And I knew it was coming.
Well, to be just straight up honest with you, sis, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just doing my thing, hanging out in the clouds and shit. It had no choice but to come back up. And the reason why is when, you know, let's be honest, like, you know what I'm saying, we all up here, you know, people have intentions to do whatever they're doing, but at the end of the day, this, you know what I mean, for you to be up here, this, all this shit costs money. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, I know what it's about. I'm not tripping about that, because if you're entertained, you're entertained. And everybody knows that if you are, for whatever reason, how you get into it, how you start into it, you know, like you being a content creator, you know that if there's any drama, there's going to be a jump in your numbers. This is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen. You don't want to be on that. You want to just be on your content. Nobody goes out to be in drama. But if you come in and that's what you've been doing from day one, you have to keep it going. You either got to talk about the drama or you got to initiate the drama somehow. So,
right.
That's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's what it is, right? I don't, you know what I mean? You know how we are. We have conversation. If the conversation itself leads into some type of tiff or whatever, that's just what it is. It's just a difference of opinion. We take it and we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But how else is, you know what I mean? It's hard to do the right thing for long term. I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's not, and you know, the thing that gets me, right? The thing that gets me is, and you know, like that's why I don't speak on certain things, even though I do have knowledge of a lot of shit. I have knowledge of a lot of shit. I just don't speak on certain things with certain people. That's why when, you know, you and Custer's talking about Nylah and Taz, I just, you know, I mute the fuck up. You know, you already know who my motherfucking problem is.
Mm-hmm.
I only speak on that motherfucking person.
Now, I already know, but you know, the thing is that kills me is, it's like before everything ended in 2020, one of the last things that I said was, this is going to be a wash and repeat. I guarantee you, no matter how much I move on, no matter how much Cookie move on, Cookie done moved on, she done built a whole sector around herself. I mean, everybody has moved on with their life. And all you see is these goddamn roaches crawling on the walls, coming, up until now. It's like you want to reinvent yourself. And it's like, we already knew it's a wash and repeat with you. It's a wash and repeat with them. It's like they need the drama. They need the issues. They need to reinvent yourself. You don't have to reinvent yourself when you are your authentic self. Period. Period. And you don't have to try to rewrite history. And it is such a remedial way to rewrite history, because people could literally just drop the receipts on the screen. Like people could literally just drop the receipts on the screen. So it makes no sense. Like audio, video, screenshots, paperwork. What are we doing?
What are we doing? But you know what I'm saying? Even, with, people coming up saying their piece and saying whatever they saying, this is the strangest thing that I don't understand, right? And what I don't understand is, JV, there's a person in their camp, right? And they heard me say it multiple times about this person. Every platform, every content creator this person has gotten close to, something disastrous that happened to their platform. Does that not shock you as odd?
No, it's, I mean, at this point, it's not odd, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what I mean? I'm, discounting Nylah and Taz, but how do you go from, like, and here's the crazy part. The first time I met Angela, right, and you know what I'm saying, it was a guy's channel called LMP. It was me, it was Information Man, Art New Style. That's the first time I met Art New Style. I already knew Information Man previous to. I met Preem on BGS's where we used to spar back and forth. I even used to spar back and forth with Rudem when he was over there with Obsidian, right? We used to just have political conversations, talk about sports, whatever, go back and forth. And Cynthia G and Amiri was together.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were riding together. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I met Angela, right? I didn't even know, because I met Angela, then I met Rice afterwards, and I didn't know Rice knew Angela. Didn't know that. So when I found out they was cool, I hanged out on Angela panel a couple of times. And you know what I'm saying? And I ran into Beasley on BGS's. And me and Beasley chopped it up on Angela panel with Rice being there. Right? A couple of times it was cool. Everything was cool. Right? And she explicitly stated her position and her point. And then that's when the whole thing with Preem came up, supposedly saying that he raped her or something on a live stream.
What?
Yeah. Supposedly. And it was stated that that Bomb is the one that did it. Said it. Bomb chart. And this didn't happen. This wasn't true. Right? This wasn't true at all. This is way before Cluster even knew who Angela was, right? Then here's the crazy part is Angela was asked, right? Because she was showing everybody. There were certain people that she was talking to saying this is what happened and this is why she was going at the guy named Preem, right? I don't agree with Preem. Preem's an asshole, but I even told Angela, I said, Angela, you can't say certain shit. You can't without, if you know this dude didn't do it and you running around here saying certain shit, especially about a man, and it's not true, then that's the hardest stink a man can get off of being accused of certain shit, right? And if you know it's not true, just apologize to the dude, you know what I mean, or whatever. And she went ahead and did that on, I think, Reg the Bad Guys channel. But someone kept pressuring her to go up on Cynthia G's panel. Now, this is when Nylah first came about, right? And, Nylah had a big following in, you know what I mean? Whatever, right? She went up on Cyn G's panel, but I explicitly told her, and if Rice come back up here later, Rice was there when I said it. I said, do not go over there. Because what Cynthia G can't stand even more than, black men at the time or whatever was going on, is she can't stand swirling. She can't stand people that consign to being on the other side of the fence. It's not going to work out well for you. And it's not what you think it is. And she went over there and she got torn the fuck out the frame. And I told her, I told you not to go over there. Then she went up on Nylah, she went live, then she went up on Nyla's panel. And I told her, I said, look, it will blow over the weekend. Just let the shit ride. YouTube just a couple of days. Nobody will care. It'll just be a blip. She went over there again. And the rest is history. What Cluster said, that's why she went over there. I think that's when they saw it, right, Cluster?
I mean, they are ace boon crones now. So it's like at the end of the day, that ain't nothing but three feathers on the same shit. Just three feathers implanted in the same turd, same shit, different day, different female. When you talk about people who will pull an absolute lie directly from their asshole, an absolute lie, and get online and speak it with conviction, those are the most dangerous types of people you could ever run into in your life. Whenever you meet somebody like that, you have to cut them off instantly. And that is what they are. So that's why they fit in together so well. Because I'm still confusion. Like I'm in a state of confusion right now because I'm trying to figure out, how are you today denying that you sacrificed a rape victim, denying that you did all this stuff with different multiple people nudes, denying all of this scamming stuff? How do you explain raising money in front of people to file 18 lawsuits and you can't produce?
We need that soundbite too, sis. We gotta get this. I think if I'm not mistaken, that's on Suge just played it. Okay,
yeah,
right. Where she's doxing us and begging for money.
Yeah, she doxed like 9 of us in that video. Like 9 of us in that damn soundbite.
And I told people that now this is one instance of where she doxed Nicole Diaz, but I'm going to show you when I go through the archives of her doing it through her PayPal receipt, because I'm asking her basically, again, do you see that's her up there sending me the link to her Facebook page. When she sent me the link, I in turn posted the screenshot, which would be to my right of Nicole and her mother. So when I said that, and Nicole has seen this, Misunderstood has seen this. So when I told, and she's also seen the receipt of her being doxxed via her PayPal receipt. She knew that before she went back over there and stood. Do you realize every fucking email that Nicole was sending Nylah at that time, that email, that I was privy to that email, that I can show you the emails between Nylah and Nicole? I told Nylah, do not take any money from her because she's going to turn around and play victim. I wouldn't accept anything she's given to you. I would give it back to her. Tell her I appreciate it. I have given back many a dollar. And although Alpha Omega, she's talking about loaning out money, the bitch never loaned me anything because I never asked the bitch for anything. And at the end of the day, what I do know definitively is that anybody that she loaned money to, yes, she would loan them money. However, that also indebted them to her. One of the things that she did insist, you were privy to those receipts of how she was showing me that Cocaine Kels had came to her and asked her for money to pay her phone bill. She showed me that the woman basically said she used the change to buy maxi pads. Why was that any of my business? And she was talking shit about it the whole time she was doing it.
And that's what she would do, is she would extend an offer and then try to use that to weaponize against you. Because even with me, when she made an offer to me, even though I turned around and gave it back, she tried to use that against me. But then I'm like, how you going to try to use something that I gave you back against me when I literally can show you that I have given you over $1,000 and you've never refunded me anything? You've never refunded me anything. You know what I mean?
And I showed that they get between the two of them, since the whole time I knew them, they gave me, and it wasn't at the same time, $40. China White never gave me a red cent. So to try to play it from that aspect, that people were doing it for money, that they were looking out for people, any subscribers I got from supporting her, when I stopped supporting her, I no longer had those subscribers.
Yeah.
Moreover, any views I got as a result of her, whether it was her, Sinji, or anybody sharing the video. Listen, they popped my channel. Her, China White, I believe Claudiva was in on it, as well as Suey. They took my channel down. And they did that because remember, sis, they had that period where they went silent. Once they popped my channel, that's when they start going live. You've had all of these months basically to doctor receipts. When did that channel get popped? In June of 2020? And this was weekly. They were getting bombed on from April 1st on, like nonstop. It was like 40 days and 40 nights on
Patreon. They were going on Patreon to tell lies, to have those, what you were calling them, live streams. You know, so you know what was interesting? Like, even when you think about the manipulation, remember when they were up here trying to make it seem like Cass was just troubled, even though she was the one who saved them. She the one who saved a homosexual couple that was homeless, okay, and showed them how they can live it out in Mexico. Remember how they tried to pretend like by showing cash apps that they had sent to Cass, making it seem like they were taking care of her, but then Cass turned around and showed the text messages and the bank records of where they didn't have a valid debit card or a valid credit card.
They had prepaid card. And that was confirmed through that transaction with Bayou, that basically it was a prepaid debit card. On the screen, what you see right now, can somebody go ask Nylah why she's doxing Misunderstood via her PayPal payment? Now, I just showed you where she sent me the link to her Facebook. Can somebody ask Nylah why she would be doing that? Why she would be doxing Misunderstood? And here's the thing. I showed this on ZX's, aka Grown Folks TV panel, when I went to his channel for the first time, and Nicole called herself, Misunderstood called herself confronting me about doxing her. I explained to Grown Folks TV and his moderators, as well as his audience, no, I did not dox her. Nylah doxed her. I never put that woman's information out. So that was a blatant lie. Even though Nylah gave it to me, I did not dox the woman. That is,
to be clear,
we need to see the receipts for it. There is, I'm going to blow it up. That's definitive proof that that is Nylah says doxing Misunderstood via her PayPal payment. Period.
Undeniable.
So you instant after instant of her doing that to people that was supporting her from cocaine. Like, listen, as far as children, why was she sending me pictures? I've had pictures of Bayou's child. I've had pictures of Bayou's child before I even started fucking with Nylah. I have pictures of Bayou's mother. Nobody, not just Nylah, nobody, not JV, not Elise, not Brandy, nobody has ever seen those pictures. I've never showed anybody the pictures of Bayou's child that I had. I never showed anybody Bayou's mother's picture. None of that.
At all.
Nobody has never seen any communication between me and Bayou.
Nope. And you have never, not one time, shared any of that with me, even when we were going through all of the receipts as it pertained to April 1st. So, like this shit is unbelievable. Like I said, the fact that people seen her try to pull up those cash apps only for Cass to drop the receipt showing where Nylah is asking, hey, can I use your bank card? Hey, can I use your bank card? Hey, I need to use your credit card. Having to use this woman's credit card that she trusted her with, only for Nylah to eventually pay her back through cash apps, and then to take those cash apps and bring them to YouTube and pretend like you was taking care of this woman. And this woman dropped the goddamn receipts of the text messages and the bank statements. Like, this is just out of control. I don't know why Nylah is doing this. You have so much audio that's unreleased, thousands of receipts that's unreleased. Nobody has broke down who the fuck Bridget Maney is, because that is the woman's identity that Nylah was actually living under, as far as when she needed to use a valid U.S. bank card. So I don't know why she's even, there's too much left to break down. There's too many receipts to put out here. She's still dodging the goddamn $10,000 lawsuit. And I'm just trying to figure out, why are you opening your mouth and you are still dodging a lawsuit from another YouTuber? Just fucking stop.
And then the thing of the it's when I'm listening to her, I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, what, you're lying, and we have the receipts to debunk every fucking thing that you and Black Woman Sphere are on this fucking panel saying. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like, that is when, and they're talking about, no, that is a sign of fucking narcissism. You're oblivious to the way people perceive you, and you're not seeing. It's almost like they're not they operate in their own little world. And again, she's been, keep in mind, we know that she's been lingering and lurking in these spaces. We just haven't spoken on it. And like I told Suge last night, I said, listen, we've tried to go and do other things. Nobody has been stalking these people. I don't do content on them. I don't speak on them unless it's something that's pertinent for me to use it, for me to speak on them. Nobody stalks them. Nobody trolls them. It is them that has been doing that shit to us ever since April.
Yep.
Nonstop.
Even when we talking about other stuff, even when we was on Mrs. Olivia, just breaking down the differences between the Black sector, the conscious sector, the nature boy sector. Even when we were just talking about that, what were they doing? They were coming in over 50 troll pages. That they didn't even bother to change the names of. These are troll pages that were trolling me while me and her were cool. These are troll pages that were trolling you while you and her were cool. Literally pages that she identified as Suge pages. These same pages are now coming in with our
How about that part?
Trolling us.
I'm thinking that these are Suge's pages. After me and Suge get cool, I'm seeing these people, these are same accounts coming into the chat talking shit about me and Suge, and I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Right?
This is them behind the account that I'm thinking is him.
Everything.
I'm like, oh man, listen, it's surreal. It's surreal.
You, Pinky, I kept excellent records of every account that aggressively stalked me, and when I tell you, I watched the names on my block list transform back into her pages, her click pages, like all types of stuff. And I'm like, yo, you as a female that is so insecure as a woman, that even when another woman is friends with you, is looking out for you, is being real with you, you are actively trolling your own friend, quote unquote, while you're supposed to be cool. That is how deep the insecurity over there runs. If you can imagine somebody smiling in your face, talking to you almost every day, and they know that you are being trolled aggressively and being attacked, only for you to find out that this was your homegirl the whole time, trolling you in your face. That is how low down and dirty this woman is. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, why do you want all your dirt to be dug back up? Just go in your little fantasy and your little divestment bubble, you and your crackhead and all of this stuff. Like, go and do that. There's no energy that should be coming for me. No energy that should be coming for you. No energy that should be coming for Cass. Because at the end of the day, every time she look at herself, she should thank me. She should be thanking me.
You know what, sis?
I cannot.
The whole thing is, you know, the other thing is, when it's said and done, it's like the whole thing is they don't know to the extent that she was stalking up for the unicorn, and that the surgery preceded, basically the surgery was a result, basically the inspiration for the surgery was shortly after she found out about that inappropriate entanglement between Taz and Upper the Unicorn.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that. Basically, had you had that knowledge that was that it wasn't just a figment of this woman's imagination. Keep in mind, China White was doing the same damn thing to Neon. And for her, I have the communication between me and China that she was actively doing this. I have the receipts of Nylah sending me pictures of Uppity Unicorn taking a shower video, showing side-by-side pictures saying that Uppity Unicorn was attempting to look like her, taking pictures of the woman's body when she was in shower. Like, listen, the position that we took a year ago, at some point, you remember we said, listen, we're done with it. Everything is out there. Whatever people going to do, that's what they want to do. Every time we tried to get back on track with the content, it was those bitches who couldn't let go. They couldn't take the L and go home. It was over. They just had to just prove. Listen, you can't come a fucking year later with fucking receipts. That, how many times have I been on panels and said, bitch, hit the link. We can go receipt for receipt right now. Fuck the editing, all of that. I don't do all of that unless it's something like this receipt right here. How are you debunking this? This is a PayPal receipt from Misunderstood. There's a note attached to it where it says, I know this will go bad. So much said about me. Why not just ask? I always come with receipts, and the ones attacking me block me. Okay? This is her doxing Misunderstood through her PayPal payment. I have been saying that.
No debunking
I have showed that receipt. And what the fuck? I mean, what are they? What? How are they debunking these type of receipts?
There is nothing to debunk. That's what is insane to me. Like there's nothing to debunk. How are you privy to a
the doxing of transaction? Like, who was it? It was the doxing. She wanted me to dox Obsidian. I'm sorry for cutting you off. So she wanted me to dox Obsidian. She wanted me to dox you. She had already doxed Cass to me when she saw you and Cass in Suge's chat, right? And when she started sending me emails that were partial receipts, because of course I wasn't privy to the other side of the receipts as to what the landlord was, his communication with her and with Cass. I didn't become privy to that until after the fact.
And there's no receipts with that too, Cookie. Just sorry to cut you off, but even when it comes to the landlord in Mexico, like there's actually more recent receipts behind that because of Cass constantly and still aiding people transition into living into Mexico. Obviously, Cass want all her connects to be straightened. There are more receipts where Cass literally paid off their debt. From the landlord, where Cass literally paid off their debt to make sure that she can still utilize him as a good source for people who want to start over and live in Mexico and have somewhere where they can stay that's fully furnished or whatnot. So, like this shit is foolery. Like there's audio. There's audio, video,
text messages. I'm talking about text messages that go all the way back, not only between me and China White. There's recordings of that. Since at the end of the day, it's just time to just air everything out. There's no point in continuing because at this point I'm very annoyed. And when I'm listening, that's why when we're not on YouTube, we don't do the whole swapping of the we don't. That's just not what we do. When I talk to you, when I talk to Cass or something, that's not what we do. That's why I always tell people, you never have to send me anything. I will be intuitively guided to the stream. And like I said, on my other account, because I was logged in on that, on my main account, I'm unsubscribed from Grown Folks TV. On my Nubian, y'all know I got like 10 channels. The channel that I was logged in on, I'm still sub to his channel. And when I went down my timeline, I seen him share. That's how I knew she was live. And I just tuned in. And when I tuned in, I heard her crying. I'm saying, you have got to be fucking kidding me. This bitch is turning to the waterworks. She did the same. Do you remember when she came out? And the other thing is, she's telling this story about her daughter being sexually assaulted. And certainly we have empathy for any sexual assault victim. But at the end of the day, she lived with a registered sex offender. Where were those tears? And he's listed the end of, not him, but his brother that was registered at that address. He is literally listed on Chicago's.
he is listed as what is this a sexual predator?
A predator, not
Right.
even just an offender, because it takes multiple times to actually become a predator of a.
You faded out, sis. Your audio dropped out.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yup, you back now. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Like, as a predator of a child under 12, like, you came on YouTube and put your daughter's business out here. Nobody should know that your daughter was a victim of a violent sexual assault, all because you're trying to excuse the fact that she's a lesbian or whatever may be the case, because you came out originally attacking Suge's son as a homosexual when he's not a homosexual.
Right.
Like, why would you even put that story out about your daughter?
That's another soundbite that needs to come out. I'm sorry. That's another soundbite that needs to come out. The way that they attacked his son.
Yeah, I think I actually have the soundbite on one of my.
Well, I got the screenshots of them trolling Suge. Actually, I think it was in Rude's chat, using his son's information, and Nylah trolling Suge under an account. Basically, under an account made in Suge's son's name, trolling him about his homosexuality.
And I still had the audio of her on Obsidian's panel talking about his son is taking penis up the ass, screaming it all loud and stuff, saying all of this stuff while knowing that you have a daughter who played for the other team. Again, when Suge finds out you have a daughter playing for the other team, it's the waterworks. It's all it says. She's a sexual assault victim of a violent rape. Like,
how do we even know? And I hate to say that. How do we even know that that's even the case? We don't know that that's true. The daughter hasn't.
We don't. You're right.
She hasn't given her permission to basically share that information.
Of course.
And because of the fact that she is deflecting, or she would use that certainly as a sympathy ploy. We don't know that that's factual, and we certainly don't know whether or not the daughter ever wanted that information public. We do know in the instance of Neon that she absolutely did not. Nylah was aware in late 2019 that story was never supposed to be public. She knew that, and nonetheless, she took the information and ran with it.
And what it does show is a level of comfort in bringing a woman's most traumatic experiences to YouTube simply for clout, not for any benefit, not to offer this woman any services, not hitting her up behind the scenes. Hey, I found these local services in your area. This, da-da-da-da-da. There's a lot of services that you don't even have to go to law enforcement, but they still will provide you with everything that you need, blah, blah, blah. Not even on the sense of that. It is a pattern of behavior for this woman to sacrifice women and their trauma for clout on this platform.
Well, they played it. Well, remember the Black Woman Sphere, when I confronted her on Rude's platform, she said in front of his whole audience that she made fun of me. It was no longer me being molested by my stepfather. Real life is not in cyberspace did it. Rude did it. And Black Woman Sphere did it. It basically implied that I was not molested. Even though my stepfather was actually prosecuted and went to prison for that sexual assault of me as a child. They basically implied that no, that's not what happened. I have the audio of Rude talking about I enjoyed, sucking my stepfather's peen and him ejaculating in my face. I have the recording of him saying it.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
No, I have the recording of him saying it, bro.
Okay. What? Whoa, what?
I have the recording of him saying it. He recently again said it on Bomb Cherry's panel. That, as a matter of fact, that was the last day that I went there. I actually went there to confront Rick's Mace. And I recently found a video where Rick's Mace is talking about the fact that Real Life was feeding him information about me. But he said it on Bomb's panel not long ago. That was the last time I was actually on the panel. He basically said it, but I have the literal sound bite of him talking about him describing it in that manner. And rather than me tell you about it, you can hear it for yourself. So when you talk about women that are supporting men, talk about that type of shit. Women supporting that type of stuff.
Sis, Cluster, you know what I'm about to say about it is, this is, just to be honest with you, our conversations, with, what I'm saying, that I had with you, and I basically said this shit gonna happen every 3 to 6 months.
You did, bro. And you said that long before any of this stuff popped off. And that's what Six Figures was just saying, that every time this platform moves forward, the lies come back. And that's the way that it goes. You remember I said I've lost channels, and then I would rebuild channels, have a completely different audience, and they would start with this. It's almost like they get fearful as my platform grows, and they have to take a preemptive strike. When I started seeing China and China did not go to Grown Folks TV's platform until me and Grown Folks TV had that dust up. That is the first time China White appeared in that space.
Well,
and when I started seeing them in those spaces,
and told you her purpose, like he came up here and said specifically that she came to him through bullets to bring info on you.
Right.
Yeah. And to be perfectly like, here's it. I'm gonna just tell you the mode of secession, sis. I'm gonna just say this right here, right? When you was going back and forth, you started going back to your content, and then when I saw the thing with the whole you and I guess Claudiva got into it, right? And I sat back and I watched, and I was like, I said to myself, I said, every beef that you've actually got into. Right?
Sorry, DeAndre, I just want to tell Kiki, if you don't mind my apologies. Rice wants the link.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yep, I see her.
Okay.
Here you go, sis. I'm going to mute up for a minute. Go ahead, y'all.
I'm gonna I gotta jump off, jump on a call. But I wanted to say, Cookie, I have always said this to you. I think I've said this to you since before Mother's Day of 2020, that you are not allowed to go back to your content until they can find every loophole possible to redeem themselves or find a way to vamp, which is what they were doing through the duration of 2020. And I'm telling you right now, this is them vamping and looking for a loophole and looking for sympathy and payola. But until she produces the receipts for the money that she scammed, the money that she collected to file these lawsuits, I'm just trying to figure out what this chick got to say to anybody. Until she produces the receipts of the money she collected when she came on YouTube saying that she lost everything in a fire in Mexico, I'm trying to figure out, what does she have to say? Okay? Until she produces the receipt of her answering the lawsuit, or just answer the goddamn lawsuit, what is there to say? There is nothing that she can say about scamming, and there is nothing that she could say about sacrificing Black women's trauma, about exposing nudes. Okay? There's nothing at all.
Rice, I got some. I got some y'all. I got some surprises for Black Woman Sphere. Bitch, I got screenshots going all the way back from 2018. And I also got the videos, bitch. Okay, you see that right there? You see your moderator, Leah CS?
Yeah.
Did Leah get doxxed? Did Leah get doxxed as a result of you throwing them under the bus to go kiss Crystal and Karazin's ass? I got you, bitch. When I tell you I got the receipts on your ass and I've never bought them out, that I haven't gone through my archives. This is a screenshot from, this is when Leah CS and Lolita were your moderators. Lolita was your right-hand chick. I got you, bitch. So the receipts you think don't exist, Bitch, you got me and life all fucked up. I got you. I just want to make it a
Right.
point to just let this hoe know that the receipt she think ain't nobody got. You see Leah right there? No, this goes back from this is from 2018, y'all. Okay, so the receipts that she think ain't nobody got, I got them. And if I got this screenshot, I got those videos from back then too. To replay for people to let them know exactly how things unfolded. For some reason, do you think I don't have the live stream where Out the Box was scamming people, saying that Crystalline and her camp had taken down her channel, and where that was exposed, and the members of the Viper Pit, or what was formerly known as the Viper Pit, were the first ones to call it out? Do you think I don't have those videos? Well, it might surprise you to know I do have them. And those videos are going to be premiered so that everybody can see. You're not going to come back and rewrite history. I don't fuck around and play games. And one thing I think they get that part of my street savviness mixed up. They forget that I actually worked as a professional. Okay. And I was an administrative assistant for many years before I became an apartment manager. So I know how to document things in chronological order. And the receipts that you think that are not there, you're going to be popped. Every last lie. It is going to be my commitment that it ain't going to be no dragging, ain't going to be no roasting. You're going to be roasted with facts, receipts, and truth.
Right. Right.
We're not
she over somewhere talking about.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, baby. Go ahead, Rice.
She over somewhere talking about Rice is the one who doxed the Nene and and called her all of this and all of that. Yeah, but if I called them people, who was the one talking? It wasn't me talking. It was you talking, you dumb asshole. You know what I'm saying? And then Lolita already provided the proof that she called the state on Donini, and she won't admit it because she's still on the tether, y'all. She'd get in trouble if she was to actually admit to that shit on camera. You get what I'm saying? Oh, it's a lot of other stuff about her too, but I ain't gonna say it on here. You get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it on here. But bitch, yeah. So
hold on.
all of that.
Do y'all see that right there? That last comment. So just to show y'all, that was my name. Cluster B, free me, not Cluster B. That was the way that they abbreviated. That's the way that my name was abbreviated. And if you see that last comment, it says, Black Woman Sphere, we will stop when you pull that trigger. Leave CK for Crystal and Karazin alone.
Yeah, because she always fucking with somebody.
Before she went to kiss her ass. Okay? So that's kind of like the way that went. Nobody's playing games with these bitches. They getting receipts dropped on them because they just refuse to leave well enough alone.
Now, Cluster, here's the crazy part, right? Rice is here now, right? Mm-hmm. So now, Rice, remember the setup when you was live with your brother?
Right, and she didn't even speak to nobody in the chat. Donini came over and she blocked Donini.
Yeah, and you didn't even know why Donini was coming at you left like that, right?
Right, it's because she kept crisscrossing us. That's why me and Donini kept beefing, because she kept going to Donini saying, Rice, this is such and such, and I wasn't even doing shit. And then she'll tell me, Donini such, when Donini wasn't even doing shit. See, that's what she do though.
Now
that's the narcissist right there.
you know what I'm saying? The crazy part, Cluster, is as much as you didn't heard Rice's name, right? The last time Rice actually talked to Angela
was when I cussed her ass the fuck out on Cluster's channel.
But before that, before you even ran into Rice,
that was December 2018. December 2018.
2018. She didn't, and they were stalking Rice the whole time.
Yep.
Everywhere she went, and I kept telling her, don't say shit, just let them ride, because the truth will come out sooner or later.
And you told me that we had that conversation. I want to say, bro, that was over a year ago. That was over a year ago when we had that conversation that you just basically told Rice to just basically stand down, just let it rock. That was over a year ago.
Because the back and forth and some other shit she was doing, you know what I mean? See, I'm gonna say this right now, right? And this is just for me, right? And I know, Cluster, you heard that before, and you've never heard me. No one have ever heard me go off on any women because I don't do that, right? But I'm gonna say this again. You two won't last forever, bitch. When I come get you, no one will remember your fucking name. I'm not going to say what you did. You know what you did, bitch, but it doesn't matter because I'm still here. My people still intact. My family still fucking standing, ho. I'm on your neck.
Yep, like right on Rice, bitch.
Them taps that you hear at night, that shaking and crying and shit, that deflecting, ho, I'm on your motherfucking neck, bitch.
We want to make sure we keep the stream up here because we want people to be aware. You already know already know we can get into it. But I want to make sure that the information get out there so that they don't. We want to put as much information as we can. No, that you fine, bro. I just want to make it to where I don't want them to be able to get the stream flagged. We want to get the information out, and then after we tear their ass up with receipts and recordings and emails and prove to the people, let the people see with the legal documents and everything, then we gonna tear their asses out the frame. It's gonna be a systematic discombobulation because give me 1 second, baby. This has to stop. It has to stop. It's been going on, just like Six Figure says. Every time we try to move forward, do you know how long we have been trying to have conversation? DeAndre is one of the brothers that I will call on when I want to have. One of the things that I wanted to do was to interview different to have a balanced panel, because everybody knows I'm a bit of a feminist, a bit of a womanist. So to have balance, I can listen to different perspectives as long as it's not abusive. I have a predominantly female audience. I'm not going to allow men to basically abuse my female audience, and I feel the obligation to basically ensure that with any man that comes on this panel. Okay. And to keep the dialogue, even if they disagree, to keep it respectful so that we can actually get the thoughts out, without it getting crazy. Because I do have a demographic of people that actually want to have conversations. They don't hate men. That's another false, that's my prodigal General Tap right there. And she's been here from the beginning. Tap was there the night that Black Woman Sphere threw me under the bus to go kiss Crystalline Carrison, Kendall St. Charles, and the one you all know. You know her as Nosy Ho. We know her as Sunshine from the Unbothered Ho Academy. She had all three of them on her panel the night she threw me under the bus, and Tap was there. Tap is one of the first moderators on my channel. Another moderator that was around during that time was Metaphysical Life Mastery. She was going by the name of Cosmic Jewels at that time. I did not come through Black Woman Sphere's platform. Okay, that's a lie. All right. You've heard a lot of lies, and all those lies are going to be debunked. So I want to debunk them with the facts. Give the people that were not there basically a summary of the backstory, because they don't know, and if they only have one side of this, just basically for us to put it out there and let the people decide they're going to do what they're going to do. These are adults. They can make decisions for themselves. Me personally, what I intend to do is I don't tell other people how to handle their issues, because only you know how you were affected by certain things. Just like some people think they can do certain shit and come back and play in your face. I'm not of that ilk. I'm not cut from that cloth. That's just not what
Right.
we do. I can forgive insults, jokes about skin tone, hair, felon, all of that kind of stuff. I can take all of that heat, all of that smoke, but when you mess with my family, that's the point of no return. There's no coming back from it. Okay. And that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, that's how that's going to be, handled. And there are actually people that want to talk about and actually have fun. Remember when I came up with the nappy hour, which was the theme for the Boom Boom Room? That was actually the first trial, and basically the first trial run where I said, well, we're going to open up, we're going to have our well, no, I actually did too. We're going to have we'll have our libations, and that's why you see the backdrop of that blue bar back there. We were supposed to have like a nappy hour. We just sit around, almost like a cyber lounge, like a cyber bar, and talk shit. We had plans on, okay, well, since it's COVID, for those that are single, okay, we was going to have like little cyber lounge. It was things that we had in store, but we could never get back to doing that because of this bullshit. These are grown ass people in their 40s. Some of them are in their fucking 50s, running around under troll accounts, playing fucking mind games. Nobody has been relentlessly pursuing them. It's been them because they are dependent. You're not talk all of this shit about, oh, her and Taz were good. Okay, well, when the receipts drop, let the people decide whether or not they were good. If you were scamming payday loan companies, you weren't good. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
And Rice is here. Me and her, chop it up, behind the scenes and talk a lot. And it's so many times that she'll be minding her business, like totally minding her business. She ain't even on YouTube like that. Me and her just chop it up or whatever, right? She's busy with her own life, right? And she was like, I'm about to go in because this broad keep mentioning. I said, yo, let it ride. Because she wants your attention. Because there's nothing going on. And this is the play. This is the play. Move it this way, that way. Now, I know you because you're a Scorpio and you got to respond. So respond this way. Or figure it out this way, but don't directly respond or go up or do X, Y, and Z unless it's too egregious. Now, you got to know your people. So I know
just got to tell people beware of allowing her to get close to you. See, I didn't see this is the thing y'all don't get though. Not y'all, not you and Cluster, but I'm talking about the audience. Is that this chick? She's a full blown narcissist, and she will attach herself to people she feel like can improve her life because her life is so fucked up. She'd have fucked her whole life of herself. You know what I'm saying? So she will attach herself to you thinking it's going to benefit her because she can't really get nothing in real life. So she comes on here crazy YouTube in her name, or Facebook and all this other shit because she can't get shit else in her name. You feel me? And this chick, if she feel like you can peek her out like me, she used to beg me. Like, I used to feel like, like, damn, is we in a relationship or something? This because you begging too much. Like, please just open up to me. I just want to get to know you better and woo woo. And I'm like, open up to you. You ain't proved your loyalty to me though. I'm not opening up to you. I just want to know more about your life. Why so you could come on here and what? Tell everybody about it? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that like she'll do stuff like that, right? And then she'll once you peep her out and cut her off, that's like a narcissistic injury right there. You done injured motherfucker's ego. She that's why she keep mentioning me. It ain't because of whatever. It's because I didn't allow her to get close to me like some other people on here did. You know what I'm saying? That she probably got some shit on. She ain't got nothing on me. The only thing she came on here and was like, Rice can't have no chicken. And I'm like, okay, bitch, is that it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, is that it? So I just wanted to warn y'all Like she's very good. Narcissists are very good manipulators. So when you hear her content, you'll be manipulated because you be thinking she for women. She really want to, be she's really trying to help women, but she really ain't trying to help nobody but herself. And you see she ain't really good at that. And she's like, well, why you don't ask me nothing? Only thing I can ask you advice on is how to fucking have kids. That's the only thing that you did. You didn't do shit else with your life. So it ain't shit else for me to ask you. You feel me? It's nothing for me to ask you. I can't ask you about how to get a master's degree. I just got my master's, y'all, too, in May. So I can't ask her that. She don't got that. I can't ask her how to get a house. She don't got a house. Why she on there under a troll account under no name? Tomorrow I live with my mama, bitch. I haven't lived with my mama in over 10 years, bitch. Bitch, I got my own house. I got my own crib now in my name. But don't be mad. Be glad. Fuck out of here. So y'all be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because she not really looking for friendship and womanhood. She's looking to tear your life up. She used to inbox my husband under troll accounts telling him I'm fucking niggas off YouTube. And I ain't never met nobody off YouTube yet in real life. You feel me?
Wasn't it thing right? Wasn't it me and you was fucking, right? Like I just transmutated. Right.
But that's come to find out, that's because she wanted DeAndre though. Come to find out she really wanted him. But these dudes like DeAndre don't talk to hoes like you though. So what would make you think he would want you? That's my thing. He wouldn't even give you a time or day. That's what she mad about, is that I guess he veered towards me in friendship than her. He already peeked the bitch out. He didn't want to have nothing to do with her. So this bitch is still stalking me. I want you to stalk me in real life though. Because she said she was gonna pull up on me, and still it's been a few years, and she still ain't did it yet. So I'm still waiting on that shit.
2 years.
Going from panel to panel, screaming my name like I'm supposed to give you some type of attention, bitch. You don't even give your kids that type of attention. I'm good on all that.
Let me.
I don't come on here doing the day because I'm busy teaching Risen, making sure he good. Unlike this hoe right here. She come on here all times during the day because she ain't really paying no attention to her kids, if she even got them. So, yeah. But just what I'm saying, y'all, be careful with that one right there. That one right there, that she'll call your job. She'll get people in cahoots with her to do it. Inbox your family members. So, by the way, she spent so much time trying to find out my family members, y'all. And see, this is the reason why can't nobody find my family members, because I don't got none. Dumbass. You know what I'm saying? And the family member I did have, he died. My brother. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna find my real father. You just not gonna find it. And if DeAndre know about that, you know what I'm saying? DeAndre, my friend and my friend.
Do y'all remember this video? Do y'all remember? I know people in the Viper Pit remember this video. Let me move this comment for a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just remove this comment for a second. And y'all let me know if y'all hear the audio. If not, I have to go back and I'm pulling up the file. I wanted y'all to see with the name of, I left the titles of these videos as is. Now, this is back when I used to always come on camera when I did my commentary. This is a video where I'm addressing Kendall St. Charles in regards to the one as the nosy hoe. At that time, we knew her as Sunshine, and Crystal and Carrison, about the treatment of Black women in association with their brand. So I'm not certain if the audio is going to be able to play. I may have to upload it and then play it for you all. But they try to make it, I did not come on here some ranting, raving fucking lunatic. the experiences I had on this platform with women, with some of the women that I believe that I was protecting or standing with in solidarity. It changes it changes you. It changes the way you see women. It's very difficult to see them the same after the fact. So I'm gonna see if you all can hear it. If not, I may have to pull it up through a video file, but I'm gonna see if you all can hear it. I'll start it from the beginning. It's not a very long video. I think it's probably just under 12 minutes. And I'm looking at religious mess in my bedroom, okay, where I had just waken up. The title of this video is Public Service Announcement, Kendall St. Charles, Crystal and Karazin, you raggedy bitches owe me a husband and not a white one. Do you see that? Can you all see that title of the video? Can you see that white writing? Can y'all see that white writing, y'all?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So I just wanted them to see. I left the videos that they thought that they were getting rid of when they flagged that channel. I still have all of those videos and I left the titles as is. Okay. So I'm going to start. And I'm going to let me know if you hear the sound, if you can hear the sound. Sometimes StreamYards gets to acting a little wonky, so I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to play it. Not in this live stream, but I'm going to try. Okay, let's go. Let's see if I can do it. Let me find it. It used to play so smooth when you share videos from your channel. Let me see. Can everybody mute their mics, please?
Hey, sis, there's no audio.
No audio? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and finish. I'm going to what I'm going to do is upload it because it's not a video. It's not a long. It's not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it and that way I can share it from
yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to share it from the other way. Go ahead, but give me 1 second. Let me stop that. Yeah, it's about 12 minutes long. I'm going to upload it. Yeah, I can upload it to my other. I can upload it to my other channel.
You can actually share it some StreamYards.
Every time I try, I'm going to try to do that, bro. But every time I try to do it, I have for whatever reason in StreamYards. That's why I said I'm going to start trying to figure out. Like JB loves Zoom, and I'm thinking about transitioning from Zoom. I'm just a little apprehensive because I've been using StreamYards for so long. Let me hold on. Let me slide this video over to this folder so that way it'll hold on. Let me see something. I'm gonna slide this over to this folder so that way I can be able to play it. But that is me addressing them in that video. So then again, I think a part of I have all of those videos, including the one where I'm live streaming. I have videos of Rude threatening to dox my grandchildren. Basically, that was to blackmail me into not exposing China White or not being public about what China White had done. One of the reasons why a lot of times these people are able to have clean hands is because they don't do their dirt publicly. Now,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not going to play the video, but I'm going to show you the header of the video. Okay. To basically let you know I have it. Okay. Of you threatening and dox my grandchildren. So when I say I've never been worried about these people with lawsuits and stuff like that, I just don't come out and show everything that I have, or all the back everything that I have on these people. But I got you. Okay, so I was never worried about any criminal case. You see that right there? That's the video of Rude threatening to dox my grandchildren. Okay. That was before he ultimately doxed the father of my children, my current husband, and my first husband. The only way that they were able to obtain the name of the father of my children is through none other than Nylah says. And I'm going to prove to you that she was the one that provided them that information. Even if they had looked up the first husband and came across, there is some association with his name because of course we were married. So at times we lived at the same address. Likewise, my current husband. So that wouldn't be difficult. But there was no connection to the father of my children. She was privy to that information because at the time that I was trying to help her conceal her information from being searchable on a public database, her and Taz. When I typed in my legal name, I showed her like, damn, look at what information came up when I did this. Maybe you should do that and see what comes up. That's how they got the father of my children's name. So,
you know, I did notice something. And this is what I always notice.
It's something that talking about it wasn't probably not going to be
that when there's a falling out, right?
I
noticed
where is that sound coming from? Do you hear a sound in the back? Hold on, something is. Let me mute up for a second. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out where the hell that sound is coming from. Okay, give me 1 second. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So I do notice every time certain people fall out, there's a declaration that they're going to go off of YouTube, and then the person in which they were cool with gets attacked or doxxed, or something happens, or there's a great falling out between two people that was cool. And I always ask the question is, if this keeps happening all the time, then what is the deciding factor? Who is it? Who is it that's doing this? Like, who is it that is doing all of this, and how did this happen? Because one doesn't happen without the other. You know, like, why was somebody from a different sector, like, let's just say like a Bullis Gotti up here talking to you, and then all of a sudden going at you? You know, or other people that you wouldn't have never ran into. Like what is the connecting, like who is the connecting spot with all of this? You know, like you wouldn't have never ran into Nylah. And it all comes back to a central figure. It always comes back to it. It's like this is going to be a 3 to 6 month thing that's going to be ongoing, because there's always going to be new people coming into the space. And sometimes you got to get to a point where you just say, I got the receipts, the videos is up there, but I'm wasting my time. Because at the end of the day, you just realize this is all it got. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, bro? I agree, and that's, you know what, I've had moments where like I'll purge my channel. Like, okay, well, I'm not even going to maybe if I just there were times, I can't even begin to tell y'all how many times the videos I made on them, I privated the videos. They weren't even public no more. And I said, unless it came a circumstance where somebody was in a situation with them and they needed some type of verification or basically validation for their experience with them, then I would provide them whatever they needed so that they, because they're notorious for these fucking smear campaigns. Okay. And I would purge my channel, put everything on private, start doing my content, try to rebuild my channel, just focusing solely on my core content. And I'll be damned if they wouldn't start the same. As my platform would grow, the same shit would start all over again. Where you, like he said, every couple of months, they go into smaller content. I've seen them do it with larger content creators, but they do it with they went over there when they went over there to Claudiva's platform. Make no mistake about it, they recruited some of her audience, and their whole point. Notice that after they put that narrative out there, after they went over to Claudiva's platform and started all of that shit, you stop seeing them go over there. When Claudiva started getting her ass tore out the frame, Nylah was nowhere to be found. Neither were a lot of the B1 people. I think IGG was one that was over there, and I Am Pretty Damn Gangster. Those are the only two from the B1 clique that I would see over there in her chat. But I would see more of Claudiva's audience over there with Nylah. Somebody asked the question earlier. I'm sorry, bro. Somebody asked the question earlier. Why does I did a live stream a couple of days ago showing emails. Somebody asked, why does Sui support them? Sui was a mod on my channel. Majestic was a mod on my channel. And I'm going to continue to show those emails in their entirety. Okay. The reason why Sui started attacking me like that is because I made a ceasefire with Suge. Now, as long as I was acting in the capacity as some sort of weapon that they could use against Suge, they were in my chat every single time I went live. The fact of the matter is, Sui is one of the men that is afraid of Suge. Okay. So what he does is hide up under the skirts of the women and anybody else that has an issue with Suge. So suddenly, despite looking at the receipts, despite me telling him, listen, whatever receipts you need for you to know for your own, I felt that I had a rapport enough with him that I will show you receipts that I won't even make public. Just for you to be, then he ran with this narrative. The receipts came from Suge. No, they didn't come from Suge. All of these are my receipts. Not a single receipt that I showed to Pop Nylah came from Suge. Then they started running with this narrative that there was something romantic going on between me and Suge. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Where is this coming from? It was a deflection. And they knew that if they took that information to Claudiva, not only could they manipulate, not only could they get access to her audience, but that they could also take away people from there. Okay. And that's what they did. And they knew it was a lie the entire time.
It's a war strategy, sis. It's a war strategy. And what I mean by that is that basically I watched the whole thing. You was on their neck, right? You was on their neck, right? So when I was like, why is cluster people with this person over here all of a sudden, right? Right? And it was a deflection, just like how when the whole thing happened, I think after the April 1st stream, the May thing happened, where you know what I mean, y'all got it clear now when you and Bomb and Danini started beefing, right? That was a diversion. Right? That was a distraction. That, you know,
well, me and Bomb started beefing because Bomb came to it. Me and Bomb, and me and Bomb started beefing because Black Woman Sphere was on my platform. Yeah, and Bomb came to my platform to basically confront her, and basically because I had, they didn't want me to have any. They didn't basically. They were looking at her. Black Woman Sphere's history became a factor. So that is how me and Bomb ultimately got into the beef in the first place.
Yeah, because
over Black Woman Sphere.
Yeah, because I remember watching it. Danini confronted her, and then Bomb came up there, I guess, to calm it down. But then everything just went out off haywire. Y'all got that straight. Everything's fine now, right? Everything's fine, right? But when that happened, I noticed that somebody disappeared, right? I noticed that. Like, I was like, where did she go?
Well, people don't know that her and mind you, I have recordings. Okay, Rice, take care of your little one. They people don't know that at the time of April 1st, Nylah and Black Woman Sphere, when I tell you these people play YouTube politics, I mean just that. They were not on speaking terms. Nylah is in the audio talking shit about Black Woman Sphere and talking about the fact that, you know, talking in Taz as well.
Of course. You know why? You know why they was talking shit about it? It's because when the whole Uppity Unicorn thing happened and then Rude came with the attack, previous to that, her and Angela fell out on, I think, Cynthia G's live stream, or when they was going to who going to check me booth. Then all
well, keep in mind they also fell out too here because what she this is what she thought. She had a problem with the fact that I allowed Rice. She was talking shit about Rice from the panel. And at that time, Rice had not even had her son yet. She was 9 months pregnant, right? So Rice was in the chat. It was Cocaine Kells that hit me up and said Rice is asking for the link. She had a problem with the fact that Danini and Warren and Rice were allowed to come on the panel to address her. She wanted, when I tell you they expect for you to run this witness protection program for them, she fell out with them that night. She changed her phone number and blocked Nylah.
Yep. And here's the thing, Cluster. You know, because it was one of them things, and I was, and when that night happened, I was talking to Rice, and I was like, "Yo, you about to have a kid. You don't want to be up here screaming and arguing with somebody, and something happened. Don't, you know what I mean?" And she's like, "Look, I'm gonna have." I said, "All right, well, shit. They let you up there, just get it all out. Fuck it." You know what I'm saying? Like I said, get the fuck it all out. You know what I mean? Because she said, "I can't take it no more." And I was like, "Well, you're right. You've been quiet. They've been stalking you. She been lying on you. You ain't talked to her since at that time. I think this was 2020. So you ain't talked to her since December 2018. That was the last time you talked to her. She got mad because she couldn't just use you as a battering ram. And this always happens. I'm like, they gonna fall in and out with each other in the next 2 months. If this don't go right. Well, watch. They're gonna fall in and out with each other in the next 2 months, sis.
Well, listen, you remember she hit me up the next morning and basically was like, she basically on some shit where like, I'm like, bitch, listen, I don't run this ain't a motherfucking daycare center. You a grown ass woman. If you addressing the woman and she's in the chat, if you have all of this smoke for her, first of all, I was terrified because Rice was 9 months pregnant and due any day. Okay, so I didn't want her yelling and screaming, and I didn't want anybody else yelling and screaming at her. So I was a little scared, you know what I mean? But I said, she's addressing her, she's asking for the link. And when Rice came on the panel, I said that, like, listen, please don't get upset. Please don't anybody yell at her. And I don't want her to have to do a bunch of yelling. Okay. Black Woman Sphere basically dipped out. She dipped out on her own and then basically hit me up the next morning, calling me through. Basically, she didn't have my phone number. And Nylah was instructed not to ever give that bitch my phone number. Okay. And in that phone conversation, I'm telling Nylah, this bitch she was very integral. She was essential in my doxing in the first goddamn place. That they lined Danini up to take the rap for. That was the plot, for Danini to take the blame for it. Okay. Her and Out the Box. And they spread my information, my family's information, all types of shit, my work history, all of that shit, relatives, children, all of that shit they spread around. Okay. And I'm on the phone in that conversation telling Nylah about that. Let me swap out phones. My grandson actually has the phone with the recording on it. Todd, can grandma change phones with you for a minute? You know, but yeah, that's pretty much, we on the phone talking about the broad. And I'm telling her, I'm telling her, she never had a direct way to call me. She had to actually call Nylah. Nylah would call me and said, Black Woman Sphere is trying to get in contact with you. If she ever called me, it was through her attempting to call me through Hangouts. Because one of the things that people don't know is that I never disclosed that when my husband and I separated, that he had an affair, that he was involved with the white woman. Do you know the only person that knew that was Black Woman Sphere? And that was information that I made her privy to. The first time we had a behind the scenes conversation, I want to say it was probably 6 or 7 months after I got doxxed. And that was after she had gone to the Viper Pit. We were all on a Google Hangout. And at the conclusion of that stream, me and her had a behind the scenes conversation. In that conversation, okay, she told me in that conversation that the swirler, when I tell you that everything these people say and do is a projection, it's just that. Okay. Basically what she told me was that the swirlers, that they thought that they were that the divestment women basically rejected her because of her criminal history and because of the fact that she was with a Black man. So I felt that, okay, well, she's opening up to me. We're having a conversation. At that time, I'm like, okay, I was willing to let bygones be bygones, because I felt that in dealing with the dudes on the manosphere, we needed as many. You have so many Black woman bashers that any black woman that's speaking and advocating for Black women, whatever personal differences you have, you can sit that aside and work through that. And I was telling her about not only my incarceration, but I was also telling her about the woman that my husband had the affair with.
Right.
Her and Nylah set me up with Q the General on I have never appeared, and you'll see that I have never appeared on Nyla's platform without a personal invite. Each and every time I've said the same thing about Grown Folks TV. That's why when people ask me to come to their platform, that's the way that I prefer for people to do it. Because they'll come back and say, well, you were over here. How was I over there clout chasing when you invited me to your panel? You were asking me to join the panel, either by text message, email, or by Google Hangout. So how was I clout chasing when you invited me there? Is it some coincidence that you had almost when I joined your panel or when I'm on you had over 800 people in your chat room that night, including one of them being Minister Jack, because me and Jack, and I know Jack from the Viper Pit. I know Jack's content before that, but where me and Jack crossed paths personally was in the Viper Pit. Likewise, well, what was formerly known as the Viper Pit. Likewise, Angry Man. Me and Jack had a dust up on Nyla's panel that on their Who Gonna Check Me Boo, but they lined me up with Q the General because they had told Q the General the story about my husband having the affair with the white woman, and that's what they popped me with on the panel. I never told anybody that I knew that she was the one who put that story out there. Me and Chris Law had a conversation in which it came to my attention that she had basically been on been on the back end telling business of women that were divestment or either interracially dating women. She was basically taking their information and feeding it to men. In the same, she was doing nothing any different than what China White was doing. I just never told anybody that she was the only one who knew about that and the circumstances. If you recall, the day that me and her had that conversation, me and Baum had gotten to an argument, and Bentley acted as a mediator that day. And like I said, shortly thereafter, me and her had that conversation. So they and again, this is why you have to be a record, especially if you a content creator. You absolutely have to keep records. You have to keep records. You have to keep live streams, even in the instance of when you make peace treaties with people, because they will come back and do it. Nobody's going to go back and forth. See, what they do is, if they can get the crowd in and get the roasting and get the entertainment, that's nothing more than deflection. I'm not going to play that game with them. Okay, this isn't a game, what they're doing. Okay, no. And they've been doing it for too long. They're going to be every friggin' lie that they told is going to be debunked with receipts. That's why I asked everybody, before you reserve judgment and before you start digging down in your purse, and digging in your wallet, pulling out money, like JB said earlier, she has yet to show proof. And keep in mind, in where she lives, I've searched the databases for her being a plaintiff in any case. She solicited money from her audience under the pretense that she was going to file criminal and civil cases against all of us, doxed all of us, in an audience of over 400 and something people, okay, and solicited money. And that was a year ago. She has yet to produce a single lawsuit, a single criminal proceeding, none of that. Okay. And I'm done playing games. So I don't want people to be out here looking stupid and looking crazy. So before you jump the gun, please wait until you see the receipts.
Now, sis, you don't mind if I let the audience know a little piece of the conversation that me and you had when I was talking to you. Right?
No, bro, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
All right. So remember I told you that I had a conversation with Nylah. We was in our server, we was talking. And this was when she did she made up with Angry Man. They had a truce, right? And you cleared it up.
Bro. I'm sorry. You listen. You know I'm old, bro. Listen, that's something I be forgetting about that. That she threw me and her whole camp under the bus with people we have been fighting with on their behalf.
Yeah.
For the purpose. Go ahead, bro.
And remember, because you cleared it up, and thank you for clearing it up, that she threw Cerulean underneath the bus.
Absolutely, everybody.
Right? Mm-hmm. Which didn't happen because we know where the receipt, where that information actually came from. And The crazy part about this is that when I told her because Taz was there listening and he was talking to interject. Because I said four different things when I was there. And I said, you can do what you want, but I'm not making peace with someone that allegedly and supposedly had my wife's social security number in the server for the public, for those people to see. Next time, and I said this verbatim, I said the next time that I would see that person is they'll be on the business end of the 45 or we'll be in court. There ain't nothing for us to talk about.
But right? You know, the other thing that people often overlook, that's why I said they have selective memory, because Joe W. in the chat room right now, and bro, you can confirm or deny, didn't you approach Nylah and say, Nylah, didn't you tell Nylah her information was on that server and she told you that was not her social security number, that was not her information? Now, we know for a fact that the houses that she was claiming was her houses in order to incite people and to be able to play on people's emotions. That was all bullshit, right? That was not the case. But Joe, didn't you approach Nylah and tell Nylah her information was on that and was on Angry Man's server, and she told you that was not her information? That the social security number was not the correct social security number? Yes, thank you. Okay, so it's now Joe approached Nylah. This is before China White, because listen, y'all, it was China White that got the screenshots. She was never solicited for this information. She was never asked for this information. China White took screenshots of receipts that were basically of information that was in a private server on Angry Man's Discord and provided me with those receipts of information between a loan that had taken place between Bayou Bunny. This was an alleged loan that took place between Bayou Bunny and Nylah. And her social security number was allegedly on those documents. When Joe became privy to that, he confronted Nylah, and she said that that wasn't her information, that it was not her, that was not her social security number, and that it wasn't her information. It only became her information when she could use it to present herself as a victim.
Now, you know, sis. But do you know the reason of the initial of the conversation?
Of which conversation, fam?
That I had with them.
No,
right?
go run it. No.
The issue of the conversation is we were sitting in there just talking about regular shit like we usually do. And she came in and she told us about Neon's situation and Ramil Amir does gay porn. Now,
say what? Wait a minute. Say what now? Where did you have this conversation?
We had this conversation in December.
On the back end?
Yeah. Before it came out publicly, right? So like it's not like I got this crystal ball. Is that the information comes and we just stay quiet about it, because this was on the back end of the whole. Remember, Tommy came up there on the panel, and that didn't work out. That didn't work out, right? So that didn't work out. It just fell apart or whatever. So she came in, right? Because I'm gonna take it back a little bit. Real Life was going at max, maximum black, right? She was in the server, right? Taking screenshots of whatever we were saying. She was in our server. Nylah was there, but I didn't know who Real Life was. Didn't know who the hell she was. Never spoke. She never spoke, right? So I was having a conversation and I said, hey, y'all, right? Because this is where I kind of got privy to it, right? I was having a conversation about something that happened, right? When me and Grinch had a fallout on BGS's panel. And I was talking about something that only the people in the voice could hear, in the voice chat could hear, because I don't type like that, right? Because I don't trust motherfuckers like that to that degree, right? So when that information came out of Rue Demp's mouth, when I was on Taz's panel, right? And I chin checked his ass about it. And then I got back in the chat and I told everybody, did y'all listen to Rue Demp? Say yes. How the fuck does he know something that I only spoke about in the server? And it's only 5 of us in here speaking. I never said it publicly. I only said it to you guys. So when you told me about how, when you made a stream, you didn't tell me, but you made a stream about how Nylah told Max to kick Ruby out of the server, right? Out of his server that he had in Discord, right? I said the only person that knows that conversation was Max. Oh, so every server, anybody that y'all connected to, y'all got spies and moles and shit. So
absolutely. And so, keep in mind, she also was sending, one of the reasons why she wanted Ruby out of the server is because of the things that Ruby was saying. I've seen screenshots from Max's server. I have screenshots of her sending me things from Max's server that Ruby was saying. Either when I was on Max's panel, remember me and RBR got into it. RBR was arguing on Max's panel, and then things that Ruby was saying, she was sending me things from. That's when the Verbal Assassin was still over there as like one of their co-hosts, because that's where I first came in contact with her. And she was sending me screenshots of what Ruby was saying in the chat. And it was also her that brought it to my attention. She told me that Jay Shine, now, of course, me and Jay Shine we've had conversations since then. And that, whatever issue we had or whatever confusion we had in the beginning, that is no more. And that's been over a year ago. So, but at that time, because of the way, the other thing is real quick, bro, would you tell people, have I ever been like a manosphere mammy or a manosphere chick that's been over there? Somebody that's been, would y'all please confirm that for them that know I give the manosphere that work, baby. I'm on their public enemy #1 list.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's the funny part, right? The first time I heard you, right, is when you was roasting Kendra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I had to find out why you was roasting Kendra. And then I looked at the stream where I think you was there in the Viper Pit and they was asking, something happened with BGS, right? And it was some Grinch thing, and then y'all started going back and forth, and Kendra tried to come up there, and then y'all made up, but she was
right.
She was on suicide watch, basically. After you got done with it. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole hyena thing, they named you. So
listen, you know what I mean? When I say people say that shit, they was like, "Oh, you a manosphere." I'm like, what? I'm like, listen, I can't type a die. I remember one time before me and Angry Man got cool again. If I typed somebody was in his chat trolling, and it was actually China that said that's not Cluster. It was somebody in the chat that was trolling. He was like, Cluster B, get your ass out of my chat. I can't type. Listen, if I type a dot in the chat, let me go over there to the manosphere and put a set of eyeballs in the chat. I can guarantee you the mods gonna have the AKs on me. I'm not gonna get nowhere over there in no manosphere.
Listen,
so that was unbelievable that they were able to get that narrative off that I'm just this chick that goes around looking for validation. Like, I'm like, when it was like, you was a manosphere chick in a mo. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, ain't nobody in the manosphere told you that.
Look, you know what, Cluster? I'm going to just be honest with you. If you was to go over there today now and put some eyes in the chat, nothing would happen to you because they hate.
Well, not now,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But before, yeah, you was public enemy number one. It was, right. It was, you was the destroyer of. Yeah, it was just that back and forth, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, this was in December, but this is what I said. I'm not speaking on what anybody else said, but I'm going to speak on what I said. Mm-hmm. And what I said when that came up in the server, right? And everybody that was there, that we rock solid with. What I said was, Nylah, the facts, and I said this, and I said, Nylah, I already knew about that situation in May. We already knew about that, Nylah. We're not saying anything because if this is something that doesn't need to be on YouTube, she needs to go to the authorities. No one needs to put this out there. We ain't putting out. I'm not saying shit because it ain't got shit to do with it, right? I said, and that's a whole can of worms. This is not to be for the court of public opinion, right? I said, I know Neon. I've talked to Neon for hours in the back chats on numerous occasions. First time I met Neon was on Charles Gilmore panel in 2018. That's when I first ran into Ruby, Classic Ruby. So I know her. I talked to her countless occasions. No, I'm not. No, right? And I said the Ramil Amir thing. He already told everybody he was doing porn. He's doing gay porn. Hey, I don't care, right? That's not nothing. That don't got nothing to do with me or us back here. And then we just kept on going with the conversation. Then I talked about the whole, and I said the thing about the angry man thing. I said, but I don't understand this though. You came in here to tell us this, but since you here, I'm going to tell you that ain't nobody else going to say it, but I'm going to say it. And I said what I said about that. That's why we never said anything. But soon as she left, here was the general consistency, sis. I said this. Y'all already know what that was. She said, yeah, we already know what it was. You ain't trying to weaponize us against nobody to come out because they know that we got beef with them and we don't consign to that talking point, right? Because we didn't had our dust-ups with SKC and Game Changer and Fantastic to a certain degree and whatever, right? We already know what it is. But the other thing that I told her before she left, Cluster, is I said, you better get Angela away from your fucking platform or it's going to crash and burn. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, I told her to come clean, just tell us the truth and we can help her. I said, if you find out the truth, there's nothing you can do to help her. Because she doesn't want to be helped. And you will be attacked sooner or later. And then the whole narrative of the what's the dude that was down there, like, I saw Taz going with the whole everybody in the manosphere is fucking molesters and child abusers and all that. Just
that's why Obsidian stopped going to. He literally wrote a formal letter that was leaked. A formal email to Ren, basically explaining that that's the reason why he wasn't a part of. He could be no part of a program no more, and just wished her. Well, the crazy thing, bro. I'm sitting here going back through the archives. I got a goddamn, and mind you, I'm stalking, looking. Like I'm stalking with my Batwoman mode. I found a goddamn email. I mean, not a screenshot where I'm stalking. It's all of the whole gang is Grinch. Who is it? Cerulean. This how far back it's Grinch, Cerulean, Game Changer, Angry Man, Kendra, Obsidian. Who the hell is that in the middle? I can't make out who that is. And I'm fucking stalking them from the goddamn bushes. This is a screenshot. I'm about to Bluetooth this shit to it's BGS. It just got to be BGS Penal because I think that's his symbol. But I'm going back in the archives, bro. I'm pulling out the heavy artillery.
No, and it's needed to be known because here's the crazy part. And I like everybody to know this, right? Cerulean was trying to stop a lot of the back and forth in the fuckery with them and whatever, right? When the fallout happened, when Grinch was going at Cerulean, what I wanted to know is, right? Because no one talks about how Grinch was going at Q the general first, right? But my thing was this is, how did Grinch get that information on Q?
Well, Nylah I know Nylah docs Q to me. So I don't know how they actually got that information. I'm not certain.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was the case, then how did Grinch get the information on Q, and then Q turned around? Because see, the conversation that he had with Grinch, like on Cerulean's panel, Grinch did not go at Q. He went at Cerulean. And Cerulean put a kibosh on it. BGS was up there. I was even up there for that whole stream. But soon as Cerulean jumped on the panel to talk to BGS, Nylah and Taz came running in the chat. And BGS said, not today. Y'all need to go on with that. Right? And I always sat back, and when you said that, sis, about, Q got down by you, then that information had to get to Grinch somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the person that has known them way before we've ever even heard of them to that degree was Q. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Q, when he's talking to you
during that time, I have never talked to Q behind the scenes.
Of course.
So his information was basically sent to me, and I showed the screenshot. His information, Diggle Mike been here from the beginning too. Okay. His information was sent to me, and it was done in a very covert way. Kind of like it was said, this is what Bayou gave Angry Man to put on. This is what Bayou gave to Angry Man and Grinch to put on to basically in order to dox Q. I believe when she gave it to me, because we had that dust up on her panel on the Who Gonna Check Me Boo, and but like I said, it was just like basically us verbally sparring, and sometimes if people have personal information, they will weaponize it. That's not something I'm going to take personal. And I believe that her intent was, because if you remember that around about the Mother's Day time, the Mother's Day stream in 2020, she told Q, that's your house she has in that video. No, bitch, that's my house. What the fuck are you talking about? That's where I was living at in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But again, I think this was Nyla's method of operation. Anybody that did not have this blind allegiance to her and Taz, it didn't matter whether it was moderator, didn't matter if it was subscriber, didn't matter if it was content creator. If they supported the people that did not support Taz or were going at, keep in mind the reason why Taz was rejected. It had nothing to do. Taz was rejected because he was disrespectful. And basically he just went in there like a fucking wrecking ball, just coming at people's throats and this, that, and all the other. So anybody that the dude is in the manosphere did not fuck with him at all. Okay.
Yeah.
They would not come to his panel. They would go to everybody else's platform, but they wouldn't go to his. They just didn't want to deal with him. Okay. Yeah. So anybody that supported the dudes that did not fuck with Taz, I think she had an issue with Q supporting Obsidian and other people. It wasn't just Q. Anybody that didn't subscribe to their bullshit, that she pretty much was going to handle them by doxing them. If she saw the moderators or the subscribers, especially if they were donators in another person's chat, she wasn't going to dox them, but she was giving me information and basically presenting information to me so that I would be motivated in some way. She believed that she was manipulating me into doxing that person. I'm not going to dox. I have no rhyme or reason to dox the person. Yeah. So she would create these scenes and come to me with these victim and sob stories. And at some point, it became evident to me, this is a pattern that any fucking body that threatens to expose you or to put the truth out about you, you want to dox them, and you're not doing it. You know I got the heart to do it, but you're not doing it. You're throwing a rock and hiding your hands, but there's no rhyme or reason to dox the person. These are grown ass adults. You can't control where the fuck they go. So I started trying to pull back from them because it's like this shit is just like too much. Like, why the fuck are y'all running around stalking these people? Stop sending me fucking screenshots from sun up to sundown. This one is in that chat. This one is associating with doxers. This one is doing, like, listen, y'all will see. Once I'm going through Bluetooth and receipts right now, including, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I stopped showing the receipt that can confirm that Out the Box's issue with me is because I told her, that's no different, that's no less predatory than what I'm addressing Kendall, Sunshine, and CK for. It's no less predatory. You can't do that. You have to tell the people the truth. The reason why I did not show those receipts again after I showed them the first time is because people took the position of, why is she showing back chat receipts? Why is she showing private conversations? They demonized me for showing them the truth. And listen, Danini is my witness. There were a lot of people that took issue with me doing that. So I said, okay, mind you, I'm a newbie content creator at that time. So it's like, well, maybe that's not something that maybe that's not a part of the etiquette. That's like, something that you're not supposed to do. So I never showed them again. But I've had the receipts the entire time to prove what this broad's issue was. And at that time that she was scamming people, her and fucking Kinks and Curls in my chat. Not only do I have that live stream, but I have the goddamn text mail correspondence that, not text mail, but back chat conversation. I wasn't getting, I didn't know, I was live streaming. And at that time I used to turn off my notifications. So while she's texting me in the back chat saying, just play along, people are coming into the chat asking me, did Out the Box lose her channel? No, she didn't lose her channel. She had hit me up early that morning and said, just treat me like a new sub. Okay. And I wasn't all tech savvy with all of that shit. I'm like, okay, treat you like a new sub. Okay. Yeah. When you come into the chat, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know that she had went and created a goddamn GoFundMe account and basically said that CK and her camp had flagged her down and that she needed to raise money for a lawsuit to be able to sue YouTube for allowing senior citizen abuse. And absolutely the fuck not. I'm not going to co-sign anything like that. Have you lost your fucking mind? So that's Kinks and Curls is another bitch that anytime my name is being mentioned, these bitches surface. But the fact of the fucking matter is, when I gave Kinks and Curls the out, not only did I give her the out, and the Viper Pit is my witness, the formerly known Viper Pit is my witness. I tried to give her out. I said, well, listen, did she manipulate you into doing this? She doubled down on the fucking lie. You basically helped her scam. You were posting the links to the fucking GoFundMe and you knew her channel wasn't going. So even though I'm opping with that person, it doesn't fucking mean I'm going to lie on them. Yeah. And I'm not going to do that. That's, to me, that's predatory. Yeah. I just,
well, I'm like, you have a code, sis. Like, that's, that's, it's something, if you really from the streets, you actually hold, like you said, if you got an enemy, you actually hold, there's a code. It's like war. Like, it's like, I'm not going to, you actually have a respect for your enemy, even though you're going back and forth. Long as they keep the shit above board.
Right.
You don't go after nobody's kids. Right. You don't do X, Y, and Z. There's certain things you don't do. You come at me. We gonna keep it. You leave the civilians out of it. Once you go after the kids, it's nuke time.
Yeah.
Then you go after the kinfolk. You go after the people, the innocents that have nothing to do with this. My war is with you. We keep it in these blocks. And the problem is that there's very few and far in between people that are like that. In that claim that they from that, but they ain't really built that way. Because they would actually show and prove. Because you wouldn't even have to get into that. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't go there. You know what I mean? Because when you go there as your first resort, then nigga, you're a fad, you a snitch. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something that just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like in your case, it was a reaction to what was already had personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So once we here now. Like it's nothing, it is what it is, right? But the thing is that if a person keeps moving from place to place, platform to platform, right? Because I actually witnessed that. I actually witnessed the whole thing of the whole divestment thing and whatever coming in and you know what I'm saying. And I didn't even know the only reason after the whole Kendra thing happened and with Grinch and stuff, the only reason since I was kind of watching, I was like, okay, that's when you was on Angela's neck. Right?
And that, Liz, you know what, bro? She's come back and rewrite road history. That bitch would not, let me tell you something. She has come back and rewrote history. That bitch know I was riding off on her and any motherfucking body I thought was affiliated with that fucking doxing when I got doxed. When I got doxed the first time, that's why I'm indifferent to it now. When I got doxed the first time, I literally, the first time some shit like that happened to you and you look in the motherfucking chat room and see your child's name or your family member's name or your relative's name and you see your information, these motherfuckers was coming in the Kendra comment section, dropping all of my information, addresses. Oh, listen, the first time that shit happens to you, listen, when I tell you I went on a fucking rampage, I literally went, it was war. It was fucking war. And let me tell you something. How I crossed paths, you know how I crossed paths with Nylah and Taz? Stalking Black Womansphere. Because everywhere, every panel that bitch got on, I would sit in the clouds, listen, and then go back to my platform and tear her ass out the frame and just expose her as the fucking fraud that she is. And I did that relentlessly for at least 7 months straight. So where she gets this liquid courage and all of this extra, like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. You're not going to be able to convince anybody that's been here that bullshit. They know what it is.
Yeah,
they know what it is.
And that's what I said. Like, I remember you saying that to Nylah. Like, you actually said that to her on a live stream. That the only reason why I came across you is because I was on her neck and
right.
And because me and you got cool, I gave her a pass.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You said it.
Because that was her roadie. That was her walkie. So I'm like, listen, if it's for the better, if it's for the Rice said, God damn, I can't get a word in edgewise. I'm sorry, Rice. You know, it's like I'm like it was like, okay, if it's for, if we gonna ride off on the manosphere, if we gonna go up against these dudes, or you know, give Black women the voice and basically advocate for the sisters, then fuck it. Let's put that irrelevant shit to the side and just do what we got to do. You know, give commentary to counteract the things that they're saying. You know, and I thought that that they gave a fuck about Black women, but they don't.
Just to let you know, Cluster, I just got word from the back, Kelly, that the stream has been taken down.
What stream?
Nyla's stream. She took it down.
And hopefully, I'm hoping that Suge got it, because she does that. She takes the streams down so that her lies, all of those lies that she told, she doesn't want people to be privy to that. And see, at the end of the day, she knows what's getting ready to come. Why was she take down? That's what people should be asking. Nylah, why did you take the stream down?
Do you?
She knows getting ready to drop.
Now I knew something was going to start to stare, right? Because I did a Father's Day stream, sis, right? It was me, Cerulean, Jay Sean, it was fathers up there,
Oh, Alpha Omega. Hold on, bro. Somebody is saying Alpha Omega is saying they started fighting at the end and real life was attacked. Like what happened?
It's a diversion, sis. It's a diversion.
It's a diversion.
It's a diversion. Look, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah. All right, Cameron said Suge got it. I know Suge was. I ain't seen Suge in the chat. I know he got that shit.
So I'm gonna say this, sis, right? And this is what this. There was a Father's Day chat, the stream that I did, right? We was just sitting up there talking. We weren't bashing the women. We weren't going at it. We was just talking and just talking about how it is to be a father, this, that, and the third. And we was just talking about just because the kids aren't biologically yours, right? As a man, which is it's kind of like a gift, right? As men, because we don't carry children, right? We don't carry children. You know what I'm saying? Like we actually imprint on children once they're here. Women carry children from 9 months. They got to do all the work, right? So we were talking about, raising children, all this other stuff, community, trying to be responsible men. And when I looked in the chat, Angela sat up there, and what she did was she literally and figuratively said something in my chat. She didn't respond. She didn't say hi to nobody. She just came in my chat, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm getting hit up. We snipe her now. I said, no. This is a trick. They're trying to test to see if, because no one's talking about it, right? Because you were beefing with old dude over there, right? People over there, they can't do the Kevin Samuels go at thing, right? Because Kevin ain't gonna respond to him. Everybody's doing their own thing. So there has to be some type of beef to move it, right? Plus, I was going over to Bomb's chat for a minute, chopping it up with Bomb. Me and Saroon was over there. We were just having a conversation. JV was over there. You came over there a couple of times. We chopped it up, right? Mm-hmm. And once I saw rules start popping in the chat, I said, I know Angela's coming next, so let me stay the fuck away for a minute, because I know some stupid shit is about to happen. I know it. When that nigga show up, dumb shit ensues. Mm-hmm. Dumb shit goes down. They'll fight back and forth like rabid dogs with each other, but they'll form together to take some shit down for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Right? And then when I start seeing it over and over again, right, and I backed off, then when there was a dust up between Danini and Bomb, which could have been just settled right then and there, they could have figured that out. I saw the gaslighting happen, right? And I said, oh, shit, right? And then when Angela jumped up on the panel, when Bomb wasn't there, I knew this was going to trigger some shit. I knew that was going to happen. And since we here now, I say, oh shit. I said, and never in 1,000 years would I thought them two would beef. Right? And I said, I'm standing for God. I'm right. And I said, why are you over here though? Like that was my thing, Clus. That was my thing, sis. Why are you here? Why did you? Oh, okay. There needs a beef going. The beef needs to go, right? And they figured it out. They did whatever they did. They're doing their thing, but that's not enough. So there was a dude called The Honest Truth, right? He was a Manosphere dude, but I guess he changed his ways or whatever. He's got a platform. He just recently got attacked by them, like today, like yesterday. You know that, right?
No, I don't, bro. I don't follow them like that. Others, like there are people that watch them that it's almost like I get a daily a daily email of everything that's going on. I knew about the issue with Red Supreme only because that was brought to my, like I said, I'm abreast of it through I get the screenshots, I get the links, everything that they do and say is pretty much is like recorded and it's sent to me. So I have it if I need it. But as far as like keeping up with everything that they got going on, I really don't. Now I seen the screenshots of her community tab of her talking about going after Kevin Samuels. What's interesting is that Kevin Samuels used to be right over there. Me, Bomb, over there in the neutral zone, Obsidian, all of us used to be over there arguing with Kevin Samuels. So here's the thing. They didn't have that energy for him back then when he was there in their face every fucking day when he had a wrench on Ren's channel. They didn't find all of these problems. They weren't going after him then. You understand what I'm saying? And he had at that time, he had a fairly large, it was nowhere near what it is now, but he had a fairly large, the only person I recall really having heavy interaction with him, he was over there with Obsidian. He was over there on the neutral zone, but the only person I knew for him to have more frequent interaction with was C Boogie. Yeah, so I knew to him, you know what I mean? But and they didn't have the energy for him at that point.
Yeah, because and even before that, when I first met Kevin, O'Shea brought him in, but he would be between Angry Man and BGS if he wasn't on his own platform. So him being over there with Obsidian, and doing his own thing, that was normal. He was just in the spaces. So, that's going to happen. It's a part of whatever business model it is, right? Is my thing with it, my whole thing with it is, it's one thing, Tasha K makes money off of celebrity gossip and talking and stuff like that, right? Like, saying it is what it is. You can have your opinions, right? But why are we going past differences of opinion and then we're going to tear someone down and expose them and turn them inside out and for Cash App super chats? I don't understand that logic. And it's not like, and here's the crazy part, sis, it's not like they don't have a talent. That's the thing that I don't understand. Like I don't know. It just,
a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to, you can attack the talking point and you can be passionate about it without attacking the person. And they don't get the gist of that. You can dismantle the argument or debate the point without attacking the person. And they don't understand that concept. They have to go after the person and destroy the person. If you don't hit and when it comes to and I think I'm a little bit indifferent to some of the things because I've been hearing it for so many years, the talking points of the men in the manosphere. And at times there's certain things, certain concepts that certain if it's truthful, if it's real, if it's relatable, I'm not going to debate the facts and the truth. Okay. And that's just that. But if it's not something I know how to do, if I don't agree with it, if I do find things about it problematic, I know how to dispute basically set up content in a way that will dismantle, use that video or that live stream or that talking point as a model and build content around that to be able to debunk that without attacking that person.
Yeah. But that's the proper way to do it. Like when they first came into the space, I watched everybody converged on their channel, right? Well, on Nyla's channel, let's just say that, right? And when everybody converged on the channel, it was 24 hours, just like how Bomb has her thing, right? Like over there, right? Or whatever. And BGS has his.
Well, Bomb was one of the first ones to do it.
Yeah.
Because we used to be over there hanging up. We used to be over there hanging out all. We used to be over there hanging out all night. Me, Bomb, STL, Chris Law, of course, Rue would come through. Of course, Rue would be there. Sometimes me, but me and STL. Sometimes Bob would go to sleep, and me and STL will hold it down. That's how I ultimately came to have a wrench over there.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what, you know what I mean. Like I will, and here's the crazy part. And me and a couple of people in the back and whatever, we said this. Me and Cerulean had this conversation. I said, man, did y'all ever think in a million years that we would be over there kicking it with Bomb on her channel? Because
right.
we wouldn't go over there because we knew whatever that we just try to stay away from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when we got over there, it's like, oh, it's not that this is a thing. It's just the conversations, they're going to naturally get like that. It's like the block. So he's like, oh, it's not, you know, I mean, they, you know, whatever, because of the whole Sansaray thing, whatever. We didn't know the back, so we didn't know that happened from Facebook and spilled on YouTube until I got the info. Until I got the info, then I understood where it was coming from. I understood where the vitriol and all of that was coming from. The fraud and being defrauded out because you've been, you know what I mean, and then you're like you said, somebody put your information out there, and that's the first time it happened to you. Oh, you cutting heads off. Like you going to war, right? So I got all that. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't have a issue with none of them over there. Like none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all two beefing, that ain't got shit to do with me.
Right. Listen,
you know I mean?
Me and Danini used to fight every time we got into the fight. Every time we was on this panel together, we used to argue. Listen, I think we just stopped arguing like over the last year, like over maybe like the last year and a half. Well, it's a little bit longer than the last year. I want to say probably about the summer, maybe like the summer of 2019. But I think we argued for a motherfucking year and a half straight, just nonstop. Every time we seen each other. But the fact of the matter is, whenever we would go back and forth, it would be somebody in the Viper Pit. It was Bentley, you know, that would get us to kind of like for tempers, to kind of like for the simmer down. It was people in the Viper Pit that would try to bring resolution to it. You know, Jen Marie, the Six Figures was around. It was a lot of people that was in the Viper Pit, but we used to do that for like I think we argued for like the first year and a half every time we was on a panel together. You know, but it was never. I never seen it get, you know, when it never got as bad as it got when until we had that fallout when Black Woman's Fear was on my panel. It never got that bad.
Yeah,
we had never I think we had cussed each other out before, you know, because me and Bob were two Scorpios, but not like we never went to war like how that turned out.
Yeah, that was, but it's like but that was by design to a certain degree, right? It's like, can you have a difference of opinion? Of course, you got different personalities. You don't know people like that. A lot of people ain't gonna meet up with each other in real life and actually sit down and have a cup of coffee with each other. You know what I'm saying? It was what a lot of times is on these spaces as content creators, and this is even what I had to do myself, is I can be cool with a content creator, right? Y'all beefing, that's fine, right? We good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with you. Like, I'm still cool with Ball, right? I'm cool with Danini and, you know, Warren and stuff like that, and Aries, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with it, you know what I mean? But when there's certain people around that I have a fucking issue or a problem with, I'm not coming around. Not because I don't fuck with you, is that actually out of defense or out of respect for your platform. You know what I mean? Because I know if I'm in a space, I'm not built that way to be cordial with their ass. And I know that if I've been around here and they ain't been around and they all of a sudden coming around and they know we got a problem, then I already know that you came here for me. You know
what the hell, STL? Ain't no damn St. Louis translator here. What the hell? You're her. Nigga, ain't no translator here for St. Louis.
But you know, sis, I'm gonna say this, and this is just me, right? Is that I'm gonna just put this out here. Every beef that you've got into with other people. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know the dude, Grown Folks TV or whatever his name is, but I was on a panel with him once when I was up here.
Oh, that's not. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry to cut. That's not. Get that troll. Get mods. Can y'all get rid of that troll, please? Why would you? I ain't even realized that when I seen it. It looks like that they done duplicated STL.
Yeah,
they done duplicated STL shit. Let me get them up out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. So every beef that you've had, right? Like outside of whatever, there's diversions, there's tactics, it's all of this, right? I think the stream earlier today you was talking about how you didn't consign to what real life in cyberspace was doing. Right? When he was talking about black women and stuff like that, and you brought up a point, right? You brought up a point. Like that was your point, right? Why all of a sudden did they use Cynthia G, right? And that's been always Cynthia G's sticking point right there. That's her thing. She's always been on that. So she's been consistent since she was in the conscious community until now. So it's not no one's surprised that would happen. But you Cynthia G to attack real life in cyberspace after you mentioned it before. So now
after I mentioned say it again. I'm trying. I think I'm getting lost in the trance. Okay. Say it again, bro.
So what I'm saying is, remember earlier, I think you did a stream earlier today. I was listening to it, and you was talking about how you didn't consign, and you played the audio of, I think, you talking to Bayou Bunny about real life in cyberspace, talking about Elise had chicken grease on her face.
Right.
Don't you find it interesting that Cynthia G attacks real life in cyberspace for her being mixed and she shouldn't be talking about black women's issues? I'm pretty sure that's where it went. Don't you find that interesting? Now we want to change the narrative because you got the receipts. So the lies are being debunked. So now we're going to shift the focus of the whole audience to this right now, because remember, like I told you, the audience, a lot of people in the audience, not people here, not people that are privy, but the new people, they got goldfish memory. Because once the receipts come out, ain't nothing to talk about. So we want to shift the narrative to something else.
Well, see, bro, that's why I have, and a lot of people think, that they continuously push this narrative that I'm some type of, that I hate men and that type of stuff. But that's the reason why you need more eyes and more perspectives. That's why it's important to have, because everybody doesn't have the same perception, and some people have keener perceptions than others. And keep in mind also, men don't see things the way that we don't all see. We don't all see things equally as women, and we certainly don't see things the way that men see them from their perspective. That's why it's important for you to be able to get different perspectives. That's why I like to get different perspectives, because I'm looking at it from my point of view. My point of view may, at times, it could possibly be biased or affected by some sort of a personal dog that I have in a fight, or something that happened that may trigger me emotionally, that may cause me to sort of lean towards one way or the other. But that's why it's important to have different perspectives. So that's absolutely a possibility. That's absolutely based on how they've operated. Keep in mind, these are not people that we just laid eyes on yesterday. These are individuals that we've been watching for quite some time. I'm more of a what side of the brain is like the more the analytic, that. What side of the brain is that?
I think it's the right, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So
the left is more creative.
Right. So say it again. The left is what?
I think the left is more creative, and then the right side is more like analytical and stuff.
Right. I'm a left-brained person. You, JV, people like you, JV, Shook, y'all are more on the, you know what I mean? Y'all are on that side. I'm on the other side. That's the reason why it brings balance when you have different perspectives, because we think differently. You know, so yeah. And then plus y'all also have the military training, you know, as the way you know how certain, you know what I mean? So yeah.
And what that was, sis, what that was, I'm gonna tell you like this. What that was, sis, is what that was that was a bow out. That was a bow out. Right? And that, you know, when that went left like that all of a sudden, when that happened, that was a plan. It was going to happen. Like that real life didn't know that was going to happen. Because if we notice how things work, is they got to sacrifice somebody, right? Somebody's got to be thrown underneath the bus.
Right. Oh, they saying the left brain is analytical. Sun Rose said the left brain is analytical. Whichever side of the brain is creative, that's the side that I'm on. People that like mentally, like I think Suge is a right-brained type of person too. But JV, DeAndre, like that's how they think that the way that they operate, they're more of the analytical type of people. So it brings balance when you have the different perspectives, thinking from the different perspectives, because our brains we don't think the same, you know. So it's good to have balance.
Mm-hmm. It's like, is when you up there roasted and stuff like that, I sit back and listen to you while I'm doing paperwork and stuff like that, right? I think this shit is fucking hilarious, right? I think this shit is fucking hilarious. But you're the most dangerous when you're calm and you're going through and presenting the information, right? Because when you're calm, you notice, and have you noticed that they bow out quicker when you're calm?
Because they can't write it off by saying she's a crazy, deranged lunatic, a hood drug dealer that doesn't, you know what I mean? They're not able to write me off in that way. And a lot of people that don't know what my content was like, what my actual core content is or was at one time, and would have been had they not continued to fuck with us, you know. If I don't think a lot of people have seen that side. They just have seen the side that a lot of the people have put out there, that narrative that they run with. You know, I'm just some dumb hood chick, drug dealer, this, that, and all the other. They don't know that other side. Some people have never seen me, bro. Some people have never seen me fully cammed up, actually giving commentary about serious topics. They've never seen it. They've never seen me talk about my family of origin or talk about the epiphanies and the discoveries that I made in making self-discovery as I was going through my own healing. They've never seen that. They've only seen me turned up on 100. So when I come up like that, they're able to say, look at her, she just screams and hollers and she doesn't make any sense. And, you know, they're able to run with that narrative, you know. But yeah, and it doesn't matter if they bow out or not. The receipts are going to drop because we tired of playing the back. And that's kind of like what they do when you think about it, bro. They'll retreat. And then once we go on and doing something else, here they come again with the bullshit. So we're not doing that no more. The receipts are going to drop whether they bow out or not. And this time they're going to get air all the way the fuck out.
Well, see, okay? and that's what I'm saying, sis, is however way you do it, sis, like, and this is just me, like I follow them 48 laws hard body, them strategies of war hard body, like, you know what I mean? Like, what I've noticed, and this is just me, is that when other vestiges of society go to war, it's to the end. You know what I mean? They just going to war. Like, you know, if they're, you know, somebody's bowing or, you know, or there's a peace negotiation, when the peace treaty breaks down, they dropping bombs. They blowing everything up. It's a wrap. So this time, sis, you know what I mean? You just totally disembowel them. Just do whatever you got to do. You know, gloves is off, because the other narrative that they're trying to run, and this is the thing that I kind of see, is that they keep trying to throw diversions or throw this person in there because they know that your personality and how you are being an empath, especially the women's issues, especially that's what you're here for. You're going to stop what you're doing and try to help somebody. Right? And then it's like they throwing, like, you know, the pit bull in the yard, and they just throw a piece of meat to the side and then go run into the house. Right? And then they come out, and then you know what I'm saying? It's like they do that, and then you find out that person isn't solid, but people forget why you was helping the person, and then now you're beefing with this person. And they're like, yo, every time she get around somebody, she start beefing with them, and then they just see you dragging because there's not that many people that can stand up when it's time to drag, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like you go and poke the bear, but everybody want to kill a bear for ripping the motherfucker arm off for poking him. The bear was minding his business. And I say, sis, with this one, you got just don't let nobody sway. Even if another person interject, it's all diversions. It's all diversions. Stay on their neck and stay on their neck. Like,
right. It's like I totally get that. And I agree with it. That's an awesome breakdown of that. Of what kind of like happens, or what has been, or what has happened repeatedly. And it's like you keep saying, like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, why did I? It's like, okay, then you get back on, you know, it's starting it's coming together for me. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of it.
But these are things like, you know, like you have your people, you got your people that support you and stuff like that. It's like you want to do your content, and you got a life, you got a family, you got a life, you lead a house, you got stuff to do. Like, you know, it is what it is. This is therapeutic in a way. You're actually giving back and trying to help people. Like, it's not, you know, like within that spirit of what you're doing, and you like to do it and you're good at it. This is how they make money. They're putting in more hours than a person that's working a job. That's what they're doing, and this is how, and that's the only way they know how to, is to keep the beef going. I see what it is. I know what it is, but you know, and that was my stance on it in the beginning. Because the thing that created the monster, you know what I'm saying, was when all the Manosphere dudes ran over there on Nyla's channel. You know what I'm saying? That's what created the monster. I even told them dudes, I said, why are y'all mad that her platform is exploded when y'all was the one that fed it? Y'all was not even on your own channels. Y'all was up there just 24 hours over there arguing. Y'all did it. Like, y'all created this monster. That's what it was. And now, you know, years later, because I think it came around the summer of 2018 or something like that, they already did their research on who and what and when and how and why. They already knew who their targets were. And
they absolutely were. Listen, bro, that was her whole stilo for coming in claiming that she was who? Didn't she claim she was the spouse of a vet, right? She claimed that she was the spouse of a vet. She was a college graduate. She had a master's or bachelor's degree, and what was it, accounting and all this other shit, that both of her children were her husband's children. Her children were not born out of wedlock. She analyzed the manosphere, and she knew what their talking points were, and what they went, and she made sure to present herself as just basically the opposite of everything, every issue that they had with women or black women. She made sure she covered the bases by getting up here and lying about her lying. She did not show up authentically. She lied about her entire friggin' life. And so that's the reason why she went to great extremes. Okay. And including wanting going so far. Now she can say whatever she want to say. Suge has seen the screenshots of back chat conversations where she wanted the man dead. But she said that her father couldn't do it and that Taz couldn't do it because it would be leaked back to them. I'm not bullshitting you. These are the fucking facts. Okay?
You know, sis, I know. Remember, sis, I had a conversation where I showed you the video of me and her doing an interview on my other channel.
Mm-hmm.
That whole interview with me and her were talking. You know what I'm saying? So everything that you just said was backed up by her saying it. Everything that you just said was backed up by her saying it. You know, it's just like a lot of things. You know,
we need to do a collab and break down that interview, bro.
Oh
yeah. I told Shook the same thing. I said we got to pull out certain stuff because sometimes it's not the moment to put certain stuff out, you know.
Yeah.
But now that they've got, it's almost like you got to treat them like they suspects in a crime. They're locked into that story. Like it doesn't matter what they did with that live stream. This broad literally got up there, bro, and said that I threatened to rape women with a dildo. That I threatened to sexually assault her and China. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So she's already locked into those type of lies. She knows she can't produce receipts. You can't produce receipts for things that don't exist or that never happened. So, and she knows that the receipts is some heavy receipts getting ready. Yes, Tracy 3. She said that on a live stream of over 400 people that I threatened to sexually assault her and China White. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
That was, I mean, the lies that she told, she's locked into those lies. The stories, the whatever lies she told, whoever she told those lies to, she's locked into those lies. She was just on a panel this morning saying that at that time, no, her and Taz were not homeless. They were doing just fine. They were doing okay. Okay, well, what's going to happen when the receipts drop that that's not the case? She's not a scammer. She doesn't run any scam. That's not what she was doing. What is she going to do when the receipts drop?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why she's going to take the stream down. But the fact of the matter is they're locked into the story. That's almost like the best thing you can do. What happens is the bitch was triggered. And she knows what type of receipts I'm holding because she's on the other end of them. Yeah. She still has her damn cell phone. She still has her emails. She still has the back chat. She knows damn well what receipts I'm holding and what receipts I could have been dropped. She knows what's come out and what hasn't come out. She can play whatever game she wants. But hiding the stream is not going to save her ass. But I'm glad that it's on wax because now you're locked into that statement. And every last lie she told, every last lie the Black Woman Sphere told, is debunked. Part of Black Woman Sphere's lies have already been debunked when Danini and them joined the panel, and everybody is on the same. Everybody is saying the same thing.
Yeah. Like, matter of fact, sis, I just went ahead and dropped it in the chat right there.
Okay.
Yeah, the private chat right there. That's the
okay.
That's my other channel. Because YouTube.
Okay. Let me drop it. Let me drop it in the Hold on. Let me copy the link address. I'm gonna drop mods. Can you post? Because like I said, I told Suge the same thing. I said we have to basically collab and pull through. I'm the type of person that once a month we get on my nerves like that. Mods, can y'all repost the link? That's DeAndre's channel. Make sure you all subscribe to that channel and the link to Uncle Suge's channel because I don't even like to hear these motherfuckers' voices. I don't like to hear their voices. I don't like to see their faces. I put that shit in a folder and I leave it there. But when you have people saying things like that, you literally have to take and break the damn video down and go through and debunk what the hell is being said. If not, if you're not watching them, you don't know what the hell people what people are hearing that's being said about you, or what type of, I just don't give them that type of energy because I already know what it's hitting for. So but yeah, we have to start, we got to start doing that and set up a date and time. Like I said, for me right now, because I got my I have my grandson, for longer streams, the evenings work better for me. And he's such a good baby. You know, he has his toys, he has his little playhouses and stuff like that. So as he has his snacks, long as he's fed and whatever, you know, he got my kid, he loves my cat Sunshine. That's like his little BFF. But it as far as longer streams, the evenings work better for me. And it works better for me in the sense that during the day I get to spend time with him, and while he's occupied, you know, while he's playing or whatever, I could also be working on prepping for the stream in the evening, because you know I can pull all-nighters, especially if I take a nap during the daytime. Okay. But yes, it's time to break certain shit down, because it's not just you know, do you want your email address in the
oh no, that was for you.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just let me know like a couple of days in advance. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I gotta be on y'all time anyway, because I do business. So I'm like, you know, like it's like what, 4 a.m. for me. I'm up. Like I don't, you know.
Right. Listen, we used to be vamping. Like I'm like, damn, goddamn. That's how you know I done got older since I've been here. Because it's like, listen, I'll be like ready to cut. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to cut some motherfucker. I'll wake up the next morning like, oh shit, what happened? And listen, I get in the bed and I'm like, okay, Kai, we getting ready to go to sleep. Grandma gonna put you to sleep, and then grandma gonna have a live stream. Shit. Wake up in the morning like, damn.
Yeah.
What happened? Shit, I got snacks on the side of me. I went to sleep listening to somebody's live stream, woke up, and it's like, God damn. You know, that's how you know you're getting older, when you can't hang like that no more.
Yeah,
you know, it's all good though.
Yeah, you know, listen, I told my subs and stuff, I said, look, I do my show once like Thursday, and I do news and all of that, because I stopped getting wrapped up into the semantics of quote unquote Black people's issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I've been told on countless occasions that because I don't live in America, you know, or because you know my kids or whatever.
Bro, you was born and raised here. You ain't go there
I just let it ride. But I said, you know what? That's fine. But you know, and you know what I did say? You all
in
right.
Goddamn Baltimore at that. I mean, you've traveled the world, but you was born and raised here.
Yeah, so you know what I said? I said, you know what? You are right. If I do walk outside right now, the police is not going to whip my ass or shoot me just for me being Black. You were right. You know what? I'll talk about something else, and I'll let y'all handle it. And I'll go over here. And I told my peoples in the back why I was doing it, what I was doing it. And I said, I'll leave it in y'all hands. And they said, yo, we got you, bro. We going to take it up. We know you support us. Don't worry about it. Do you? So I started just kind of changing my content. But I told him, I said, yo, it's the summertime. I got grandkids. My grandson came up here a week ago. You know, and I started to think, and I started to say to myself, I said, and you know, this is not pertaining to the women, but to the men, right? And I started saying to myself, I said, I came from the mud of nothing, right? And what point in time, you know, do you take personal responsibility as an adult of how your life turned out as a man? You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying? And I started to realize something, and it's like a lot of the content creators that I see, they, and I'm talking about the men, I'm not talking about the women. Something's wrong with them, right? Because if they were here to just do content and do whatever they're doing or whatever, right? They would make their money, make their bag, go about their business, right?
Right.
I don't consign to a lot of what Kevin Samuels says or how he does it. That's the way he runs his platform. But if he feels as though it's not in his advantage to reply to you, then he will not reply to you at all. At all.
It's really no benefit. It's
no
again,
benefit.
It's like you at your destination, you on your way to like I said, I don't expose my psyche to things that to some of the I don't expose my I recall getting into sparring matches with Kevin Samuels in the neutral zone. That's why and that's when I first heard him talk about his mother. I don't expose my psyche to rhetoric that I perceive to be emotionally, whether it's emotionally or verbally abusive or whatever. I just don't. So that whatever his opinion is, listen, I don't give a fuck about it because I ain't listening to it. I ain't heard it. I've already heard it before, so I can pretty much get a gist of what it is. I haven't even listened to any of these interviews and stuff like that he's done. My impression of him was formed when I was encountering him over at the neutral zone. So I don't have to hear, and then different parts of course you hear the viral videos of where women are calling, and my point is, calling in to ask for advice, like come on, like I mean, I'm not because I'm not affected by it because I don't listen to the bullshit. It's like that's his opinion, and just like he has an opinion, I'm not a fan of censorship because I feel like that's a part of the reason why you have to walk on eggshells and people are not able to be honest when it comes to conversations because you have to be politically correct because of people's sensitivities. And once you censor something in this sense, then you open the door for your shit to be censored. And I know how vile my mouth can be. So I'm not a fan of censorship. I don't care what his opinion is. I don't listen to it. I have the option that if I enjoy this content created the same way, I can subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure I hit the top bell to make sure I get all notifications. If I'm listening to something, I don't like what the fuck I'm hearing, I know how to hit the button and log off and go to watch something else. I'll listen to something like, I can't listen to this. I don't even want to hear this. So I don't make it a point to become obsessively stalker and follow people around in everything that they say because I don't agree with it. I'm going to go to my channel and attack the person based on their fucking opinion. I have my own opinion, and that's something different. Now, if I'm being petty and I'm opping with somebody, I'll critique everything that come out their mouth. You know what I mean? I could critique the way they slob when they sleeping, because I'm just that petty. But other than that, other than like the people that have difference of opinion, like people will always say, okay, well, how can you? Kendra D has this type of rhetoric. At the end of the day, respect is the first thing. Is respect, and it's not about whether or not I respect her respect her perspective. I don't have to agree with anything that she says. But can I respect her as another woman, as a person, and show people the same respect that you would like to be shown? To me, that's not complicated. Apparently, for some motherfuckers, it is. It's not an issue for me to navigate or to be in the same space with people who have different perspectives and have different opinions. That they have that right to their opinion, just like that I have my right to mine. That's what you can use and if you have creativity, you can find a way to work that into your content, and it'll attract your tribe to you organically. That's the way how I think. Clearly, after being on a content creator for several years, I've seen that some of these people are beyond, they're broken beyond repair. And the The only thing I beg to differ with in that statement is that it's not just something wrong with some of the men. I've seen the reverse side of it when it comes to the divestment in the interracial. Just because you date interracially doesn't mean that you have to hate your people, or that you're some self-hating person that don't love yourself. Even though some people may not agree with it. I don't believe that that's something that should be shoved. I've seen abuse of women because they don't date interracially, or because they have relationships with their sons, or because they don't hate all men or all black men, or see all black men as like I've seen the abuse on both sides and the dysfunction on both sides. So that some of them are just as mentally fucked up as the dudes, and they don't have any desire for resolution. At the end of the day, I think under a lot of it, for some people is hurt, whether that's rejection, whether it's not having the tools to be equipped to be able to function in a healthy relationship, or whatever it is. I think it's fucked up shit on both ends. And I think a lot of times when you hear the truth, if a motherfucker sitting there telling you everything you want to hear, you ain't gonna have no problem with that. It's very difficult if there are things about you that you need to change, that you need to work on. Nobody wants to hear the truth, because the truth don't feel as good as the MF for sitting there lying to you. And that's just the fact of the matter. So when you face with that and somebody is putting that mirror up to you, you don't always like what you see. But the question is, the challenge is, are you willing to work towards changing what you see if you don't like what you see? Because when it's said and done, and I'm going to say this in closing until I come back live later on. When it's said and done, a lot of people don't like to be alone. They can't tolerate being alone because they don't like who they're alone with. So at that point, what do you do to change that? You can go the rest of your life blaming whether you had an abusive or neglectful mother or father, or didn't have any parents at all, whatever the case may be. What is that doing for you? How is that benefiting you? What is that doing to contribute to your happiness and your sense of fulfillment? The fact of the matter is, it doesn't. And a lot of people don't want to put in the work. They don't want to do the work, because that is the real challenge. Doing the work, point blank, period. And they don't want to do that. They're more invested in entertaining a bunch of bullshit than they are really putting forth an effort. So you're not going to be able to take everybody with you. And I think that is very difficult for a lot of people to, it's almost like you in the hood and you hanging around your friends that ain't you're not gonna get no. And I don't have no qualms about saying that. Listen, I do not believe that. I think that there's an aspect of our people that we can build with, and I think that with some of these motherfuckers, you're not gonna be able to build anything, bro, because they too jealous and too envious. You can't build something with somebody if you're constantly competing. This is an issue I see all the time with both the men and the women. You're not building because you're too busy competing instead of building. You're not even competing against your opposition. You're basically competing against each other for petty shit. Clicks and views, and how many people you got in your chat room, and whether or not you turn your camera on, and listen, just that remedial stuff that I don't really have a high tolerance for, bro. Like, I'm a realist. That I don't have a high tolerance for that type of stuff.
What I realized about this, like you said, sis, is I call it enabling ain't shitness. Right?
Hey, Kimmy, how are you? Mm-hmm.
And
hey, Frida.
What I mean by the enabling ain't shitness is they get up, but there's no solution, there's no moving forward, there's no growth, right? And they get up and they perpetuate the trauma bonding, the trauma. They open the wound, they pick on the scab and have it get festered more and more, right? And then the audience enable their ain't shitness, right? By giving them money, right? It's like a right?
It's the seal of approval that they loving what you saying. They love you. That basically you get. And I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, it used to be Grinch. They used to call it the feel goodery. They want that feel goodery. I mean, I get that. I know what my history is. I was a pro-black for the majority of my damn life. At the end of the damn day, I know we were slaves and all of that stuff, plantation, all that. What the hell do that have to do with how I put food on my table? Or what is that going to do for me in this day and age? Do we get the gist that we live in a country that was built upon race, yet racism and slavery and all that? I understand all of that. What is that? How is that going to keep my lights on? How is that going to keep my furnace lit with gas so that way I could be able to shower and cook and things like that? What does that have to do with me being able to put gas in my vehicle? What does that have to do with me being able to buy clothes for, you know, sustenance? I mean, when it's said and done, bro, if you tried to, can you think of 10, if you wanted to start a business, these MFers will be more hell bent on sabotaging your shit than helping you build anything. And even when you build it, they're trying to destroy it because either they don't have the ambition to build it or the longevity to really go the distance. They want everything instantaneously. It doesn't fucking happen like that in reality. Some people are fortunate. You know, some people are just lucky. It's the same thing when you go to the casino. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But what are the odds? You have to put forth the effort. Nobody is going to drop everything that you need in your lap. You're not going to get any place with MFs sitting around complaining about their lot in life. That's not the way to get to your next destination. If anything, it's going to make you comfortable with complicity and stagnation. And they're gonna hate you if you don't see it from that perspective.
Yeah, it's the like I said, it's the church of trauma bonding and ain't shit.
Right,
and that's what it is. And when you hit the Cash App and the Super Chat and you Patreon yourself up, you paying your tithes and your offering to Reverend or Minister Feelgood, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to take accountability and responsibility for why you haven't made any headway in changing your life. So what I usually say is, it's like, at what point in time are you an adult? Like, what point in time do you have to take your shit? Because everybody's got baggage. You know, everybody's got a problem. And just, you know, even and to speak on that point, it doesn't matter where you go. Right, you know, people say that you know, these dudes say they leaving and they going to go over here to this country. Well, guess what? I'm sorry to say this, but I got maybe 3 people out of the 20 years I've been overseas that roll with me solo that are Black Americans. As many dudes I done ran through and try to do business with, they ain't here, and I'm the only nigga still standing because I had to learn that I gotta work with other fucking people, and I actually got more shit done with other fucking people. You know, and I said, what is wrong with me? And I said, what is wrong with that? What is something wrong with me? And what I realized is that I was on that super pro Black. I wasn't holding them to the same standards because I understood and I was empathetic for where they came from, because I came from the mud and this, that, and the third, and I gave them chance after chance, and I wouldn't give nobody else that chance. And when I start holding them accountable, I start getting around the right people, the right Black people.
Because you're going to hold yourself accountable, and you're around other people that are going to hold you, you know what I mean? Other people that are going to motivate you. You know, if they goal oriented, even if you may have a period of lethargicness where you really not on your A game like that, iron sharpens iron. And if you're around other people, it'll be you'll really see the difference, you know. And I think that I had to explain it to me and my son had to have that conversation, because he was going, you know, with the pro Blackness, and you talking about business, you know, catering business and stuff like that. It's fine and dandy. I get the gist of all of that, but when it comes to trying to build, you kept wondering why because the people around you drilling holes in the boat. You trying to roll out of choppy waters, and they drilling holes in the boat.
The problem is, sis, is I tell a lot of Black people this, and I had to learn this. Do not be a Black own business, just be a black person that owns a fucking business.
How about
That's
that
it.
part?
You know what I mean? Because I don't care. Because, I'm like, Leroy down the street, you catering his wedding is not going to pay you more money than you catering a cookout or a barbecue for a corporation. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work out.
And they going to demand a discount. They going. Listen, they go to Gucci, Coach. Nobody goes to Jordan and asks for discounts. They'll stand outside in line for days to be able to get those sneakers. But when it's, when it comes to something, when it comes to black, what's the first thing you hear come out of their mouth? Oh, this is too high. Look at the price of this. They overpricing this. Look at the way that this, you can get it cheaper. Okay, if you're getting it from China, it's going to be cheaper. You understand what I'm saying? But look at the way they marking it up. Well, you can go here and go there and get it this, but it'll get up here and brag about name brand shit. But you paid full price for that. They don't put their shit on sale, not ever. They don't have sales and they don't have discounts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why they have the wealth that they have. That's why they're able to have generational wealth. They're not walking around with a bunch of labels on their behind. You wouldn't even know that they had any friggin' money. That's how they're able to keep it and pass it on to their children. And the whole thing is, even if you don't, our people are very selfish, that even if you don't see it in your lifetime, you would want to see it for your children and your grandchildren. You would want them to benefit from it. Even if you had to put in all, like I almost got to go full speed, bro, because I'm behind the 8 ball, in terms of the building aspect, from a legitimate standpoint, behind the 8 ball. So I don't have time to keep playing around with people that just want to entertain a bunch of, you know what I mean? It's fun. I don't mind. There's nothing wrong with roasting and gagging and all of that kind of stuff. But when you start talk like, that's a whole nother conversation. We're gonna get into that, but I'm gonna close out for right now, bro. Thank you for helping me hold it down. Thank you for everybody that joined the panel. JV, Denini, Rice. Thank you all. Thank everybody that the mods for holding down the moderators for holding down the chat. Again, mods, if you could drop the link to Uncle Suge's channel and DeAndre's channel. We are going to be breaking down. We're going to be breaking everything that we heard today. We're going to be breaking that stuff down. It's time for it to happen. At the end of the day, it's time for the hammer to drop. Okay, I'm tired of the nonsense, and it's getting to the point to where the allegations and stuff like that. No, that's not gonna continue. Thank you, Tisa. You too. We're gonna have to break everything down. And like I said, I got my grandbaby here. I'm going to spend time with him, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be organizing my folders so that way when I come back live later on, we can start hitting the receipts. We can start going through the recordings, and getting down to business. Okay, and we have to kind of like ignore the deflections. So whenever they start doing that, when they're deflecting, we got to kind of like stay on task, because that's the mission. That's the whole objective of the deflections in the gaslighting, so that you take your eyes up, so that you don't forget the things that were just said. Those lies have to be debunked because they're serious allegations, and that's just what it is. So I'm going to be organizing my receipts, going through my recordings, and I have to go back several years. I'm just going to share one. Let me see something. It's one screenshot that I wanted to share with you guys, just to let you know how far back. Some people think I'm, like I said, I keep receipts of things, and I have receipts from going back a couple of years. And when I told people that I always had the receipt, guess what, Joe? I was actually, before I knew who you was, out the box again, at this time, I didn't know anything about Nyla's platform like that. And she had sent me this link to code one. She had sent me this damn link to you, and you know who it was? It was you and Amiri arguing, Joe. And she sent me the link when it popped off on and these are old, y'all know I've had a lot of cell phones, so I'm just I hold on to things like I'm a record keeper, so I hold on to stuff. And not on when I was telling DeAndre earlier that I had found this receipt of me. I wasn't trolling, I was just watching from the clouds, but this is how far back it goes. Some of my receipts, several years. And these are not even individuals that are even, they're not even still cool now. But as you can see, that's me watching from the clouds under my account, under my first channel. Okay, that they popped. Let me show you another. It's another one I wanted to show you. When I said that I've always had the receipts to disprove the things that Out the Box was saying about me popping her when she was a moderator on my channel. And this would have been from, it looks like March of 2019. At that point, I think I had only been creating content for, when I told y'all I have receipts on these people and what they were doing. Hold on. When I said during that time when me and Kendra had our first dust up, when I told you, right, that people were going into the chat room, typing my information in there. When I tell you I got the receipts on these motherfuckers, I got them. I just have never bought them out. I don't bring out receipts for each and every situation just because a person say this or because a person say that. I just go back and start pulling. No, I don't pull out receipts for that. And I usually don't let people rattle my cage to get me to do what they want me to do. That could be the stubbornness in me, the obtuseness in me. But when it's said and done, I said what I said. That's the type of shit that they were doing. Coming into it, they've been doing this stuff for years. Okay, this is from March of 2019. So when I said I've been doxxed repeatedly, that's what I mean. And this is what these weirdos have been doing. Some of these people are still going around from chat. Dion Wilshire is one of them. So no, until I became a content creator, I didn't believe that there were people that actually stalk people and did that type of stuff, but they absolutely do. Absolutely. You know, and it's just weird. You know, it's just weird. Hold on, give me 1 second. So when I said that I had the receipts for Out the Box for all of that time that I held on to, let me show you. And this is when Lolita and Leah CS, I don't even know what they're called anymore. This is the night that Black Woman Sphere threw us under the bus, and you can see Crystal and Karazin on her platform. That was the night the chick y'all know as Nosy Ho. At that time, we were calling her Sunshine. She had a channel that her first YouTube channel was Black Girl with Edges. As you can see right there, that was Lolita's avatar. That is Black Woman Sphere's channel. You can see Black Woman Sphere on the panel, Kendall on the panel, and Crystal and Carrison. And that is Raggedy Ann, aka Out the Box, the chick that doxed me, saying Black Woman Sphere got what she wanted, and she sent me the link. So I guess the implication was that what Black Woman Sphere wanted was the attention of Crystal and Carrison after that incident that happened in the Viper Pit. These people will do things, then come back and rewrite history and play right in your face. And if you don't have it documented, what was done and what was said, you'll be in a bad place because you don't have any way to rebut what they're saying. So yes, I do let people know. Anybody that call, if you call me, I'm going to, you have to record the call, and you can give them the option. Therefore, their protection. Give them the option to record the call as well. You record it, but you say, you know what? Pause. Get your recorder. This is for both of our protection. Because if you don't do that, I can almost guarantee you, if they decide that for whatever reason they want to use you to build something or whatever the case may be, that shit will be weaponized against you. Okay? And that was February the 6th of 2019. And I think I took the screenshot after that. Thank goodness for things like hold on. This is me actually talking to her about being sick of sunshine. Hold on. Let me show y'all that. And like I said, I don't do no editing. If whatever I said in that moment it is what it is. You know, it takes two people to have a conversation. And this is me on February the 1st of 2019 telling CK's position was that it was a troll account, that it was not her. Back then they didn't have, give me 1 second, boo. Grandma coming, okay? Give me 1 second. What's the matter?
Going to use the bathroom.
Bring you back, go ahead. And wash your hands when you finish, okay? All right. You know, it was kind of like at that time we didn't have the ability. That was very early on, before we were able to do all the things that you can do now. To kind of like, you know, dupe a super chat. It wasn't that easy to do back then. And the night that she donated, if you think about that, those of y'all that know history, do you know what that stream that Minister Jet was doing? That was the night that Minister Jet did the stream on Cynthia G, when they found out that she was pregnant, or allegedly that she was pregnant by Robert Perkins. And I just think that you would have to really believe in certain type of coincidences. I don't think that that was a coincidence, and I don't think that that was a troll account. I think that was done to spite Cynthia. Because again, if you see the date around that time, that's when the baby gate was going on. Okay? And I'm referring to one of her mods, your favorite bed wench, because believe it or not, this channel right here initially was called Your Favorite Felon. Because the other thing is, one of the things that they don't bring into context is that anytime that they would throw things at me, as instead of, they made fun of the hyenas. You know, the reason why I started calling myself the head hyena is because anything that they tried to use to weaponize or to break me down, whether it was my criminal history, whether it was them calling me a hyena, I made being a hyena hip. And I came up with a whole hyena thing. So it was to take the power away from them, to stop them from being able to use that to hurt me or to destroy me emotionally and mentally. I'm not going to give you that type of power. You want to call me a hyena? Okay, well, I'll go find a cute hyena avatar. The hyena had pearls on, had a mohawk, all types of shit, had coffin nails on. Get into it, okay? And I twisted that. Listen, anything that they threw at me, you want to use my criminal record against me? Okay, well, now my channel is Your Favorite Felon. Now, what else you got? I'm still here. And that's not going to chase me anywhere. Because make no mistake about it, a part of the reason that she doxed me was to punish me for telling the truth about a scam she was running. Right? The other part was to try to discredit me, as if to say, look at what's in this person's past. Which in and of itself was a deflection away from her actions. It didn't matter whether or not I had defended her. On a daily basis, it was, when I tell you, hundreds of trolls. This stuff that's going now is kind of like lightweight. Hundreds of trolls. I still have those comments, even though that channel is gone. The hyena hollering honey, right? Like, it didn't matter whatever it was they threw at me. So they try to make it seem like, oh, she's glorifying this. No, I just didn't allow the things that they tried to come at me with to basically chase me off of the platform. You gonna throw that at me? Okay, well, I'm gonna eat that and then come back and still be here. That's why I said them talking about they ran me from somewhere. No, you didn't run me anywhere. I've been here the entire time. I just had to rebuild channels because they was popping them. They was popping them. When I start turning up like that, they pop them. But there's a different type of commentary when I'm dragging them, roasting them, entertaining, versus when I'm really going into information. And that's what has to be done. Because when you turned up like that, it gives them the advantage to be able to discredit what you're saying. Oh, I can't listen because she was just hollering and screaming. No. If you have eyeballs and if you have ears, that's all that's necessary. And the ability to comprehend. And that's what we're going to get into when I come back. I'm going to spend some time with my grandson, get me something to eat because I haven't eaten. He ate lunch before I went live, but I didn't eat. And honestly, physically, I wasn't feeling well this morning. Oh, good job. Did you turn the water off? I still hear the water running. Go turn the water off. That's a good job, Kai. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be back later on while I'm chilling with him. I'm going to be going through receipts, put me some relaxing music on. Ha ha ha, Callie Jane. Listen, it was my hyena, that my avatar, that avatar was everything. All right. You turned it off? Good job. All right, y'all. I catch up with y'all. Hold on, let me see what this message is in the back. Okay. I got you, bro. Let me write that down. All right, y'all. So I'll catch up with y'all later on. And when I come back, we gonna get into some receipts and some of these audio recordings. Okay. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.